Just when you thought football season was over, the SDFNL brings you its 10th year in the SDFNL All-Star Game between the Blue Stars and the Red Stars. Chase Isidoro alongside Bo Furtick bringing you tonight's action. But we're actually going to send it onto the field to Tristan Lopez, who's with Nick Riccadouli, the head coach for the Blue side.
That's right, Bo. I'm here with Coach Riccadouli. Coach, what's your favorite thing about coaching these kids?
Man, just watching them get better, watching them show their passion, their heart on the football field, and giving them an opportunity to make some plays out here, man.
What was your experience learning these kids from around the county, their talent, and what they have to offer?
We're exceptionally talented here in San Diego, top to bottom. Doesn't matter, North County, South County, Division I, Division V. There's cats everywhere, man, and I think they'll put on a show tonight.
Good luck tonight, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Back to you, Bo.
That was the head coach for the Blue side, even though they're in white uniforms tonight, Nick Riccadouli out of Poway. Now I'm joined by Chase Isidoro up in the booth. And Chase, Coach Riccadouli talked about the talent and the depth in San Diego. What are you seeing from the players in this one? And maybe who are some of the players that stand out to you that you're looking forward to watching here tonight?
I think depth is the best way to say it, because there's so many great kids in San Diego. You get so many kids playing in this game who possibly get overlooked. You know, you look at Donald Moore, played at the Rock. You know, it's about as close as you can get to 8-man football, but led the country in return yards at one point. You get other guys in here like Julian May, one of the more underrated running backs in the county. He gets to go out there and shine. You get Amari Washington. You know, nobody really goes out to watch Orange Glen as much as they should, even though they had an incredible year. You know, he gets to come out here and go against some of the best players. Sean Pomato, who's transferred around now, he gets to showcase his skills and abilities against some of the top talents in San Diego. I mean, this is really what we want. We want to see these kids go up against each other, and they get to do it in an all-star game fashion where they're going to be having fun, celebrations. I mean, it's the best. Yeah, you mentioned guys like Pomato, maybe a guy like Dylan Eads, a couple players, and CJ Clavier, a linebacker out of Olympian, guys that played in the Spanos game but didn't necessarily get the looks that they felt they deserved, and really get to prove it here tonight. And how about Joe Robles coming all the way out from the Imperial? Right. A Special Teams Player of the Year nominee. He comes out here. He has an absolute leg on the kid. Can boot it from way far out. We're going to see plenty of that here tonight. I mean, it's just so awesome to see these kids. And this will be the final time. They're all strapping it up. You know, you got to lay it all out on the field here at Mission Bay High School. Coming to you from the booth, Chase Isidoro, Bo Furtick, Pablo Espinal, the producer extraordinaire, Tim Gahn, and Tristan Lopez on the field, and Kevin Bear, the camera up top. Another guy really that stands out to me is Josh Ball. Just got an offer. He's one of the bigger names out of Carlsbad. We see a lot of smaller school programs in this one, but guy out of Carlsbad, I'm sure has a lot to prove because a lot of eyes are on him. Great athlete, great wide receiver. Does a lot of kick returning for them as well. Knows how to take it to the house on the kick returns. I believe he just got an offer from USD. Right. He's got a couple other offers going out around around the country. You know, just a great kid as well. He mentioned in the interview yesterday when we got to talk to him, you know, about how great the girls' game as well that just finished up. And I mean, talk about the ending in that one, going down to a pick 6. Now, you know, it's time for the boys to show they can, you know, put on a greater finish. Who knows? I don't know if we will get another overtime finish, but I guess everything's on the table. In the inaugural girls flag football game, Blue won in an exciting fashion in overtime, returning an interception for a pick 6, winning 12-6. And it was the Blue side that had been trailing all game long and then finally tied it up at the end to eventually win it off that pick 6. We saw the All-Star game last week. You know, defense controls the tempo to start the game early. What do you expect out of tonight's contest? I think they're going to try, you know, like we saw in the girls game as well, trick plays. You know, we're trying to get guys a little doing something special. I think we're going to see that especially. But I think the offense needs to open things up. When you have this many star players and you have these quarterbacks, you know, looking to throw to all these guys for the first time, I think they're going to, you know, test them deep. I don't know if they're going to be as conservative as we might think. I think that we're going to see some big shots down the field. And it looks like red team is going to start with the ball. Red team led by head coach from Valhalla, Coach Cherry, and his staff, and Riccadouli. He has Coach Ben Jameson and Taylor Genuser, co-offensive coordinators, and a couple other from Poway coaching staff. You mentioned Josh Ball back to return on kickoff. And it's Robles going out for kickoff. You know, everybody in the All-Star games, you want to see returns. You don't want to see touchbacks. But I'm almost certain Robles is going to put this one out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, Robles wants to show off his boot, but everyone else wants to see a good return. So it's a win-win situation when it comes to this, whether it be for Robles or a returner. And this is the start to the 10th annual SDFNL All-Star Game. And it looks like Josh Ball is going to get a chance bringing it in inside the 10. He's going to cut back to the 10, and it looks like he's going to run out of real estate. Great pursuit by the blue side as the red team will start their first offensive possession inside their 20.
I think he ran about 50 yards to get about 5, but you got to show off your abilities in this game. You got to show you could get all the way to sideline to sideline. 5 yards not the greatest return, but looks good all the same.
And starting quarterback will be out of Grossmont, Hudson Herbert, outside of Darius Crawford and Josh Ball, along with Wilson Christopherson.
Herbert had a great season for Grossmont. Coming off the winless season, they go all the way to the CIF finals, only to lose to La Jolla Country Day, but he put up numbers all along the way.
Herbert gets the snap. He's going to step up in the pocket, gets to the line of scrimmage, decides to throw it, and he'll throw it away for an incomplete pass. Brian Penaloza is the starting right tackle. Enrique Hernandez is the starting left tackle. Santana De Leal, starting right guard. David Montez, the starting left tackle. And wearing number 4, the best-looking number 4 center in the county, that's Luke Lawson out of San Marcos. He said, I thought my number was going to be 66. I opened the box to 4, and I'm going to rock it with the best of them. And Luke is going to do that here tonight, wearing number 4, starting at center.
As a lineman myself, if I'm getting handed anything with a single digit, I'm hiding it, and I'm pretty sure this is the most awesome a center has looked wearing number 4.
Omar Vargas, the receiver at the bottom of your screen, single-sided receiver. They're going to hand the ball off for the first rush of the game, and not much room up the middle. We saw that a lot in the Spanos game. Not a lot of running lanes, and it's mostly because that front 7 is dominant.
And I also want to see how this offensive line is going to work together.
Right.
You got to get used to the chemistry. It's one of the most overlooked things as an offensive line. But, see how they work together. Can they work together getting blocks, especially on zone runs? Be interesting to see. It could be a defensive stop here as we go to third down.
We hear a lot about the connection between the quarterback and the wide receiver, but you bring up a good point is you also have to gel on the offensive line as well.
Absolutely. If you're not all, getting to the right blocks, someone's coming free and it's going to break up every single play.
3rd and 9. Herbert is going to throw far side of the field and miss his intended receiver. And that's going to be a 3. Now the intended receiver was number 5, Ladarius Crawford out of Mar Vista, wide receiver / athlete.
3 and out, first opportunity.
Crawford really shined at Mar Vista. They had a really rough year, but he was by far the best player on that team, doing it on kickoff returns, wide receiver, running back, really a special athlete, a little undersized, but he knows he's very quick and knows how to use his athletic ability very well.
That's going to bring on Robert Petritz out of Granite Hills, one of the more impressive kickers we've seen in recent years out of San Diego.
Another Special Teams Player of the Year finalist. Petritz just got a great leg, really, really consistent, and can do it both, kicking and punting.
David Dunn is back to return for the blue side. His heels on the blue 42. We have
some sort of discussion going on.
It's going to be no rush. Petritz loses the ball initially. He has plenty of time. It's going to allow time for the special teams to get downfield, and now be brought in by Dunn.
I'll take it. For special teams, usually you want to see a little bit more activity, but in an all-star game, we don't want any of these guys to get hurt. It's just all about getting the snap off, getting the punt looking good, and rolling on from there. But now it will be the blue team's ball, their chance now to see what they can do on offense. Rick Arduli loves to run the ball. He's a running back himself from Poway. I would expect maybe we see some runs going early. But you also have great players in David Dunn, this is his home turf, and he made every big play for Mission Bay this year. I would expect to see him getting active really early.
Sean Pomato out of Otay Ranch is going to come trotting onto the field. Played half of the season. It's another reason why this All-Star game is so needed for players like that who really need to prove themselves because of their half of the season played. Chris Guzman out of Del Norte is going to get the first touch for the blue side, and he picks up a short gain. Toulon Duncan out of San Diego, David Dunn, Gordon Meredith, and Dylan Eads out of Christian are going to be your starting receivers. And then up front, left tackle Devin Marsh, center Kenneth Sillis, Jaden Velasquez is going to be your starting right guard, and Shakib Amir Hussein out of El Cajon Valley is going to be your starting left guard up front. And Ethan Aguirre Fierro, the starting right tackle for the blue side.
Great offensive line for the blue side in this one. Especially you talk about Velasquez from Mount Carmel.
And Pomato draws the defense offside. So nice little snap count here early to start the one.
We're going hard counts here in the All-Star game? All right.
Especially on the second play of the game. Usually you keep that one in your back pocket for like a third and short.
Second in mid-range. All right, not too bad.
But, you know, one of the reasons I like that is it keeps the defensive line true, right? It doesn't allow them to just pin their ear back and get after the quarterback.
And, you know, we want to simulate something. You know, we don't want to go full Pro Bowl out here where, you know, nobody's blocking. We want action. So if we're going to do that, let's do hard counts and everything. I'm all for it.
Pomato, one of the more impressive. He's a lot of people, when I went onto the field, didn't realize the size Pomato has. Stands about 6'3" and just a solid frame. Chris Guzman on his second touch of the game, going nowhere.
Pomato just looks like the prototypical quarterback. Like if you were to put one in a lab, it would come out Sean Pomato. You know, we haven't seen so much of him because he's transferred a lot and he's had to sit out because of that. You know, Otay Ranch didn't have exactly the greatest season, but he got a lot of work this year. You know, he's trying to make a name for himself here as well, especially coming into his senior year, trying to show that, you know what, I am one of the best quarterbacks in this county. We've seen him so many times at all these quarterback camps. He always stands out. So great to see him in this All-Star game.
The blue side, third and short. Their first two offensive plays were runs from Guzman. Pomato looks left, one-on-one at the bottom of your screen, and he's going to throw that one out of bounds. The intended receiver was Dylan Eads. And both sides going to go 3 and out to start tonight's contest. It's so tough because whether you're talking regular football or all-star football, it takes a run game to open up a pass game, and we just haven't been able to. It's still early, obviously, but the run game by both sides just not where it needs to be to open up the passing game.
And when you're talking about a team full of all-stars, you know, when you have all-star DBs at the high school level, it's very hard to open it up when you're trying to throw. You know, it's great that we get some isolated looks going one-on-one between wide receivers and DBs, but, you know, they're going to have to probably work a little bit more over the middle of the field, especially with the run game as well. We'll see how much it actually opens up here, but we might anticipate this first quarter being a little bit back and forth as far as punts going.
Robles back to punt from Imperial. Ball's going to check at the 30 and get a blue roll.
Nice punt by Robles, spiral and all. Not bad from the Imperial kicker. Now it's time for the red team to take over here. They're looking to get going here, 3 and out their first drive. I believe we will see Bigley again. I do not know. I think they might get a quarterback change here going on the second drive.
They have 3 quarterbacks on their roster. Hudson Herbert, Derek DuBose out of El Cajon Valley, and the other quarterback out of Orange Glen, Amari Washington. Looks like DuBose is going to come out for his second attempt on the night. Hudson Herbert. First completion of the night. And that completion is going to go to number 5, Eric Brown out of Montgomery. And we're now going to send it down onto the field to Tristan Lopez, who's joined by Sean Pomato from Otay Ranch.
Yeah, that's right, bro. I'm here with Sean Pomato. Sean, talk about this experience this week with this talent around San Diego and what this game means to you.
The experience was great. We had phenomenal coaches and great athletes on both sides of the ball. And being able to come out here and play an all-star game against some of the best in San Diego is a great feeling and a great way to end off high school.
For some people, you had to sit out 5 games this year, so this all-star is important for you to show your talents. But talk about your season and your journey in high school.
You know, my season, I didn't start off the way that I'd hoped, but my coaches put me in great positions to make plays, and my athletes and O-line out there made me be able to put together a good highlight tape. And, you know, this is a great extra game to add on because I only got 5.
And I assume you want to play at the next level?
Yes, Coach. I want to play college football. I'm planning on D1, but whatever level it takes me.
Good luck the rest of the game, Sean.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
And there it is, Sean Pomato, Tristan Lopez. Thank you, Tristan. Pomato talked about, you know, this game just being an additional game to add to his highlight reel. And, I mean, that could be the big difference between getting an offer and not getting an offer.
Absolutely. And, you know, we talk about kids getting offers here. It was not that long ago that Rashid Shaheed, who's now with the New Orleans Saints, balled out in this game.
Had a big touchdown last night.
Then comes out and gets an offer a few days later.
Right.
These All-Star games do matter, because it looks like that's
Josh Ball right there in open space, and he doesn't need a lot of room. Let's check out this instant replay right here. You can see Ball makes that first defender miss, and he's off to the races down the sideline.
You know, we always talk about Julian saying at Carlsbad,
right.
But really the weapons they have over there at that team, you know, it goes understated because you have the 5-star quarterback, but really Josh Ball, man, stood out all year, coming over from San Marcos, lived up to the expectations at Carlsbad. Great to see him out here.
You're a prototypical slot receiver, right? Doesn't need a lot of space, can catch the ball in traffic. Remind me of like a Benjo O'Brien from a couple years back who played at USD for a little bit. This is the product out of Brawley, the desert, making some moves. Zane Richards picks up a big first down through the run game.
That's back-to-back big runs for Zane Richards. Always good to see the guys from the desert come out here and show what they're all about, because so often they get overlooked. We got some laundry on the field.
Yeah, and it's so tough for the coaches on both sides to get all these guys some looks. But if I'm a coach, if a kid's coming from Brawley, I'm going to almost give him an additional look or two just because of the travel they have to make.
Oh, absolutely. You travel all the way out here. And the other side of that is usually people from the desert always travel out there with them to support the kids. It's
right.
One of the greatest fan bases. They always come out. So I would definitely be giving the Brawley guys a good run, especially early on.
Chase, there's fireworks.
Yeah. 0-0 game, first quarter. Someone let those off a little too early.
That's that's a prelude to some exciting action here right now. And looks like the red team is going to get some additional yards. I
believe they...
Oh, sideline. Okay.
So sideline infraction, not a sideline warning.
Interesting. Usually you get a warning.
You think the warning would come first, but...
Nonetheless, that's going to add 15 after the Zane Richards run. This is the second offensive possession for the red side. Their first offensive possession ended in a 3-and-out. Hudson Herbert fakes the handoff to Richards, and that ball was deflected at the line of scrimmage. See right here, if you can't get to the quarterback, you get your hands up. Oh, actually, that might have just went off of that helmet.
I think it went off the back of that. He doesn't know what day it is now.
Incomplete pass brings up a 2nd and 2.
Yeah, I mostly played defensive line, but there was times where I did play on the offensive line. And when that happens and you get hit in the back of the head, utter confusion. You have no idea what just happened.
Incomplete pass brings up a 2nd and 10 for the red side. They're going to hand the ball off to get Richards up the gut, accelerates, and another big first down. Actually, make that Khalif playmaker bloom from Morris.
Khalif Bloom really was one of the big standout players for Morris. We also have another huge standout player for Morris, and LT Turner as well. Two kids that really, they were an athletic team, running a lot of, wildcat offense. They relied on these guys a lot, and so it's good to see them get their run here. Khalif Bloom especially. There was one big game they had against San Diego High where he just took over the game himself.
And that big run from Bloom, it's been the running attack for the red side to get them inside the red zone, bringing up a 1st and 10 from the blue 13. Herbert is going to roll right to the far side of the field. Has a receiver inside the 5, and Josh Ball goes down to bring in the grab.
Looks like Herbert just underthrew him as Ball made the out route, came back for it, made a great catch.
Nice adjustment by Ball.
As you're heading for that corner, your body weight's going the whole way. Turn back and get that. Great move by Josh Ball inside the 1-yard line now.
And it's smart, too, because a lot of players would be like, I'm so close to the goal line, I want to catch this, turn, and get in. But
just
when you're on the
getting
one,
the ball first. And
that brings up a 1st and goal. Unselfish play.
Absolutely. You would think with the way they've been running it, they'll probably go back to the run here. As we talk about the guy they got in there at running back, Dominic Silva from Valhalla, somebody who's put up big numbers, and he's going to rush his way. Looks like he's getting the push. Nope, short. Short, just down at the inch-yard line. Valhalla's Dominic Silva, though, 8 touchdown game, but everyone says, okay, it's at Valhalla. Look at the guys they're going against. Now this is the guys you talked about coming in this All-Star game. Of like, all right, we get to see what he's capable of doing. Big bruising running back, always great from inside the 5.
Yeah, this is the spot for him. And with the Valhalla coaching staff coaching the red team, you'd think they'd want to give their man the touchdown.
No surprise as soon as they got the ball down to the 1. They're like, yeah, Dominic, get in there. I would suspect they go right back to him here.
Red has had a good push here in the first quarter up front. Silva.
Bowing their necks here. Blue team is standing up tall. We're going to go to 3rd down here from the 1. Great job to get the push in there for the blue team. Looks like we're going to be, we're almost at the 2-yard line here. Man, it's.
Did they lose a yard on that?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Always tough when you're on defense, backed up at the goal line, But to bow your necks there, force them to go to 3rd down, because now you're thinking, all right, can we run it again? You honestly might be able to take away the best play they have in the run, right up the gut.
And this is 4-down territory. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's go, Third and 1.
Looks like Zane Richards in there now at running back. From the shotgun, handoff. No, Herbert keeps it himself, gets out to the left, and he's going to be tackled down again.
Carlos David Delgado, the linebacker at Sweetwater.
One of the standout players from the Sweetwater State Championship title run. They got all the way to the final. They came up just short, but he balled out on both sides of the ball. Great running back as well, but just a stout defender. Like we talked about with Pomato when you dream up a quarterback. Delgado, when you dream up like an inside linebacker, he's got the perfect build for it. 4th down, 3 yards to go.
Hudson Herbert, not really known for his legs, but still a big body quarterback that you want to see running downhill, not sideline to sideline.
I think so too. It was probably the right call to go for whether that was a read option
right.
or him just taking it himself. I think that was the right call after stuffing him with the 2 runs. Now you get a tricky situation. They stopped the run 3 times in a row. Do you really have the guy out there?
And they went from the 1 to the 3 on back-to-back runs.
1 to the 2 to the 3. You might have to go for a little quick pass here.
Herbert in shotgun. Herbert looks near side, hits ball at the 1, and ball's going to get knocked back out of bounds. D'Angelo Bisikoff, the DB out of San Diego, keeps ball out of the end zone.
Great running there by the DB, making sure you're staying right on the goal line. Do not give up that ground to the receiver and then explode onto it to make the tackle. Great play.
Bisikoff understanding 4th down, allowing the receiver to catch the ball in play, but not letting him get any yards after the catch.
Now it's time for, Red unsuccessful to get into the end zone. Now you have them backed up at the 2. You got to show what you're all about going in the trenches now. Can you get the push here? Because not exactly the place you want to be throwing the ball. Oh.
That was an impressive 4-down stop, nonetheless,
Absolutely.
at the 1. With their backs against the wall. And it looks like the red team is going to be drawn offsides again to give the blue side a little more space.
That's twice now Pomato's got guys on the hard count. Looks like Julian May, the running back from El Cap's in there now.
Pistol formation for Pomato. He's going to head off to May off the right side, has a lane, and picks up some nice yards on the run. Little pistol formation, lead block, just simple football, downhill running.
Getting right to that outside gap, we can send it down now to Tristan Lopez. Tristan's on the sideline. Tristan, What's going on?
How's it going, guys? I'm here with Carlos Delgado, Sweetwater, Sioux High's very own D5 champ, man. How's this experience for you?
It's an amazing experience. It's been a hell of a ride, and now I'm at the All-Star game. It's amazing.
What are you going to miss What's your favorite memory about high school football?
Playing with my teammates and running over everybody over. That's what I'm going to miss.
Are you looking at playing in next level in college?
Yes, sir. Hopefully everything goes as planned.
Cool. Keep balling. Good luck the rest of the game, man. Back to you guys.
Carlos Delgado and big number 51 right there, the run stuffer, That's Todd Riddle out of Orange Glen. That Sweetwater run, right? Nobody saw the Red Devils make that state championship run, let alone win the section.
Absolutely not. And it just goes to show the great work they did to get those kids to be able to go on that run and overcoming obstacles as well. It wasn't like a situation where they were dominant and then they ran into a situation where they couldn't handle it and they folded or something. They were constantly in battles in their games. Great to see the run they had.
Yeah, they really bought into that system. Pomato, one-on-one, going deep. And that ball falls incomplete. Great coverage right there by number 7, Elijah Duffy. One-on-one, step for step with the receiver chase.
Love to see that. Especially when he's going up for the pass. I believe was that pass going to David Dunn. I mean, we've seen him make big plays like that where he goes over the top of the back of the corner and can make big catches. Great play by Duffy.
He almost came down with that. I thought he might have at one point.
I know.
But
I almost expected because of what we've seen all year long from him, but great defense right there.
The incomplete pass brings up a 3rd and 13 for the blue side. Pomato stays in with May to his right hip pocket. Eads, single side receiver, to the left of Pomato. Pomato looks right. He's going to throw it down the sideline. Has his receiver wide open. And that's the play you have to make. David Dunn streaking down the sideline wide open and just unable to hit him.
He recognized the press coverage on the right. Dunn just almost small little wheel route to get to the edge, wide open. You hit him in stride. He's going the whole length of the field. That's one Pomato's going to want him back.
That's the biggest opportunity so far for the blue side, and they're going to have to punt after creating some breathing room and 1 first down, but not much more after that.
You know, in a game where we want to just make sure it's safe and we don't want to go crazy on the punts, got a lot of punts. You know, maybe we just let one time they go in for it. You know, let's see if we get a block. No, but in all seriousness, Robles punting from right on the goal line. Got Josh Ball standing just about his own 49.
Robles, the line drive kick. He's going to bounce at the 42 and get a nice blue roll back into red territory, and Red Stars will start their 3rd offensive possession at their own 45.
Nice little 55-yard punt there from Robles. What are you looking to see from the Red Stars? From what we've seen, it's been a lot of running the ball. You know, not
stick with what's working right now.
I guess so.
That run game, you know, and it's tough to say the run game was stymied at the goal line because the blue side was just stacked up in the box. So to not get that one run or to not get that 1 yard in the run game, looks like we have a new quarterback on the field for the red side.
No, it's still Herbert.
Oh, it is still Herbert. Okay. Herbert over the middle, and that ball almost intercepted by number 6, Orlando Castillo, the linebacker out of Mission Bay, who had a few interceptions on the season for the Buccaneers.
Herbert reading the seam route, try to just get it right over the top of the head of the defensive back or the linebacker Castillo. Castillo just getting, I think, maybe a finger right on that to deflect it.
I believe Castillo had a pick 6 in this season as well. We talked a lot about that Mission Bay offense, but it was a defense as well to help progress them through the season and make that late run in the playoffs. Herbert is going to hand the ball off up the middle. A nice little run right there from the
Joseph Mancello from Crawford. You want to talk about a guy who's just a physical, attributed running back.
Two-way guy.
A huge player. Yeah. He was massive for Crawford all year long. Great to see him out here.
Joseph Mancello had over 100 tackles in back-to-back seasons and had over 1,000 rushing yards for Crawford. They had that San Diego section run to lose in the championship game last season against Castle Cole Academy. All those guys left, Mancello stayed, which was nice to see.
And what's great to see is just what that Crawford program has grown to be. As we got a fumble on the play.
Ball's on the floor,
we got a
kick
ball
backwards, and Herbert is going to fall on it. Woo. You can see right here, Herbert was looking to hand it off. Mancello was looking to block. And a lot of that had to do with the push up front by the defensive line.
I believe one of the offensive linemen just kicked it back another 20 yards, add a little insult to injury to end the first quarter.
And that will end a scoreless first quarter here on the Cali Photo Sports Network. Red Star 0, Blue Star 0. And Blue will be getting the ball to start the second quarter. I didn't even realize 13-minute quarters. I didn't realize that they added an additional minute. I think before it was 15 minutes at one point, and then realized the game was lasting a little too long. But defensive battle. Obviously, they, with their heels against.
Red Stars definitely had the biggest chance on offense, getting themselves down inside the red zone, down to the 1 with Josh Ball. But then Blue Stars, man, just being able to, all right, let's just stop the run, stop the run, stop the run. And then when it came down to stopping the pass on that 4th down, a huge play defensively. We got to see a little bit more from the Blue Stars offensively, though. Hasn't really worked out so far. Maybe you try a different quarterback. Maybe you try a different couple guys. The first quarter, when you end scoreless, you got enough stars on that sideline. Time to rotate. Let's get these boys in here.
And David Dunn out of Mission Bay is going to be back to return for the blue side. Robert Petrich out of Granite Hills is going to be punting for the red side. Petrich. Dunn thought about it and is going to let that one roll without really any lead blockers. It's the right thing to do.
I think there was a couple guys who didn't realize there was no contact on the punt. We had a little bit of contact. I like to see it. Especially if it's guys have been rotated out. If you've been sitting on that sideline, you're just like, man, it's been a quarter.
I don't know how many opportunities I'm going to have.
I've been freezing.
I'm going to take my chance.
I don't care who's standing still. You're getting hit.
Need to warm up a little bit. So this would be the 3rd offensive possession for the blue side.
Running out there, quarterback appears to be Diego Villanueva from Montgomery.
Villanueva out of the South Bay. Split some time at QB. Villanueva brings in a difficult snap, and he's just going to try to make something out of nothing.
When you talk about guys probably getting rotated in, getting their chance, that's about as good as the first plays you're going to see when nobody's, used to how a guy sounds back there. First snap goes a little wild. It's okay. We do have Chris Bosch back there as well, one of the better running backs Fallbrook has had. Just dominant, and obviously a run-heavy attack over there for the Warriors, but one of the better running backs in this county and extremely underrated.
Yeah, in back-to-back seasons, he had over 1,300 rushing yards. I mean, good late runs for Fallbrook into the postseason, and a lot of that was because of him. And the pass on the far sideline falls incomplete. Yeah, I remember playing Fallbrook used to always be a Division I team. But with all the movement in the North County, Fallbrook just kind of taking a back step.
Yeah, just a little bit. And, it's always weird to see because sometimes the programs that I grew up with are no longer as great. And then there's the programs where I grew up with that weren't always good are making, CIF's title runs now.
I think of like the Vistas, the Fallbrooks, like back in the early 2000s. Those were programs that you did not want to mess with. San Marcos wasn't, I don't even know if they were around in the early 2000s.
Yeah. I remember talking to some family members. So I was like, yeah, Patrick Henry just won CIF. They're like, Patrick Henry?
Right.
Like, yeah, it's a whole different program now. It's like the same thing. You could tell them about Oceanside, how they went through their struggles. If you tell it to someone who hadn't seen them play in years, like, oh, yeah, is Oceanside still dominating the county?
Right.
It's crazy how much all these programs can just change with a new coach or, with a new system. It's crazy how it all changes.
Last incomplete pass brings up a 3rd and 7 at the blue 35. Villanueva at quarterback. Villanueva looks for a quick hit far side, and that pass is brought in. Looks like Meredith, the tight end out of Helix, with the first down.
4th down, short
Oh,
yardage.
actually, they're going to say he was short. I thought they gave it to him. This situation, let's open up the game a little bit. We've seen enough of the punters.
I think we've had one too many punts for an all-star game as it is. Pistol formation, just hand it off.
Bosch in the backfield. Meredith, the lead block. And that play is blown up in the backfield by the red side. Off the edge. Great
way to
read.
Close down. Great way to close down on the play. Chop your feet, not overextend yourself.
Brandon Doctor out of Valhalla.
A lot of Valhalla guys, obviously with the Valhalla coaching staff, they want to make sure their guys, get a chance to show and prove themselves. Brandon Doctor showed up on that play. Great fourth down stop.
Yeah, great job in breaking down, right? Not completely going after once the running back or the quarterback, and the quarterback had to make the decision to hand it off, and Doctor was there for the stop.
It appears like Derek DeBose will be standing in at quarterback now.
Out of El Cajon Valley. The handoff and the tackle for loss in the backfield. We're now going to send it down to the – okay, we're going to give it a little break. Another tackle for loss, though. Look like number 15, Aiden Cornwaite out of Mount Miguel.
Now, for Cornthwaite, he transferred. He was suspended for the entirety of his senior season, so he didn't get the chance to play. But you see the physical specimen that he is. He's a great player.
That's great size.
And it's great to see him in these all-star games so he can show what he's all about. I'm sure, if you've been standing on the sidelines for the whole year, like we just saw.
Was that the Steel Canyon kid?
Yeah, I believe it was from Steel Canyon. He
Yeah.
transferred over. I believe he was at Valhalla before.
And we will now send it down to Tristan Lopez, who's with Elijah Duffy.
That's right, Bo. I'm here with Elijah Duffy. Elijah, this coaching staff said you were a lockdown corner. Is that something you pride yourself on?
Yes, sir. Every practice, every day, I come out 100%, putting myself on the map. I come from a smaller school, so, what I'm saying, 150% every single play, and, yeah, I go with that for sure.
What's your favorite memory about high school football?
I play favorite memory, had a sit-out period, first play of the game, crack a guy on a kick return, and it's just the feelings of hitting pass together, it's incredible.
Talk about this experience with some other ballers around San Diego.
It's just a wonderful experience, like playing with all these great talents in San Diego, and they're a great person, a great atmosphere to be around, and essentially I just love this experience. I'm so grateful for this opportunity, and I'm glad to be out here.
You looking to play at the next level?
Yes, sir, yeah. I keep my options open, but looking to play at the next level. And this, like I said, this is an amazing opportunity to get, yourself out there, and it's just awesome,
Good luck the rest of the game.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Back to you guys, Bo.
And that was Elijah Duffy with Tristan Lopez. Derek DuBose falls to the ground. Elijah was talking about him being a lockdown corner. We saw that one-on-one. Just everything you could look at from a corner as far as like characteristics and build, right? Long, lengthy, and has the speed.
Absolutely. And you want to talk about a kid coming from Kearney. He's probably extremely hyped up to get out here, go against, some of the best players in the county from the bigger schools. How many guys are probably looking at Elijah Duffy going to the Kearney games? Not that many unless you're watching a lot of tape. It's good to see him come out there and gets the opportunity against a kid from Mission Bay, gets to go in there and get the pass deflection.
And unfortunately, the red side cannot capitalize on the short field. They go 3 and out. And Robert Petrich back onto the field to punt, see if they could pin the blue side in the 10. That's going to be brought in inside the 5. Gets near side, and nice open field tackle right there. That open field tackle by number 21, Zane Richards out of Brawley. So Richards
doing it on both sides.
Yeah.
Great to see that. You get rotated out from being a running back. You're going on special teams. You go down there and show you can do that. Special teams is always one of the most important things, especially when you talk about these guys wanting to get offers to go to somewhere in a bigger school.
You can make a career on special teams.
You can make a big career on special teams. So always great to show that out. And it's great that we don't have a punt landing.
I'm thinking of a guy, that part too. Out of Point Loma, he plays for the Jaguars. He had a big reception. What's his name?
Jamal Agnew.
Thank you.
My teammate on the Coastal Tritons, Pop Warner. Greatest running back we ever had, only to get beat by Los Toros by about 50 points, but that's okay.
We don't remember, though.
Yeah.
It still hurts.
Just a bunch of kids from OB.
And the quarterback goes down near the line of scrimmage as he's twirled down.
Ethan Reeves from Imperial showing his stuff on that tackle.
Look like number 51 as well.
Todd Riddle.
Yep.
Man, defenses have really come to play so far in this All-Star game.
Yeah, we've mentioned Riddle's name a few times tonight.
You have to be sitting there thinking, okay, how can we open this up? Because, we've seen the run work at times, but it also gets us in a lot of third downs where we can't convert. You get some press coverage on the outside right now. maybe they take a shot.
Chris Guzman, the single back. Villanueva is going to run left, and there's just not much running room there. Let's check out the replay.
Design quarterback run. You get a lead blocker there, but great routes by the defensive line, making sure you have the contain first and then getting in there for the secondary.
Once again, it's Riddle first to the ball, and a loss of 3 brings up about a 3rd and 16. So 2 plays for the blue side, and both are negative plays as Sean Pomato will check back in for the blue side.
If Pomato's checking back in, I think that tells you all you need to know. You're going to throw it on this one.
And I mean, we have the corners playing 7-8 yards off the ball. It looks like a 4 deep. Not going to allow anything deep. Pomato under pressure, steps up, has a receiver on the other side of the secondary. And once again, those are the type of plays where you need to complete. The receiver somehow gets on the other side. And, I mean, if that ball is brought in, that's a score.
Yeah, definitely. Tough angle there, but Toulon Duncan doing his best to try to get himself open. 3-sport athlete for Toulon Duncan's student athlete of the year for this year. Great athletic player. Would love to see where he goes on the next level. I believe he does have a couple offers that he's looking at.
And the 3 and out is going to bring the punt team back on for the blue side. You talk about Duncan, you talk about the measurements, right? Tall, lengthy, can stretch the field. Just needs that opportunity to show that he can do it.
Track star as well. Plays basketball. He said, I'm only really in basketball because I'm a big kid who can play defense, but, counts all the same.
And San Diego, the Cavers are good at basketball.
They really are.
They had Ware, who played one of his first seasons in football, had double-digit touchdowns. The junior is one of the better basketball players, and they have a guy in Noah Marte as well. The Cavers can score some points, and Duncan's going to be a nice addition. Nice punt right there by Robles.
If we're talking about a game with a bunch of punts, Robles is shining out here. A lot of spiral, great bounce. But we would like to see the offense get going. I don't mind the punts. I just prefer the touchdowns.
6:27 remaining in the first half. Scoreless ball game. This would be the 4th offensive possession, or 4th or 5th offensive possession for the red side. They had an opportunity at the 1, but the blue defense held their own with their backs against the wall, keeping the red team out of the end zone. I'm looking at that blue side. I see big number 57 in the middle. Matthew Latimer out of Olympian. That was a guy that played both sides. Olympian offense was struggling at one point in the season. He said, "Coach, put me in that offense," and made some great one-handed grabs. They run right at Latimer. A hole that was plugged up quickly. And Khalif Bloom had a nice double-digit run earlier in the game, but is brought down right there.
I believe that was Delgado again stepping up, taking the initial contact from the center, just reaching out to make sure you grab onto him and bring him down. Great job by the linebacker.
And Bloom, after a short gain of 3, will bring up a 2nd and 7 for the red side. Red just has looked a little bit more crisp on the offensive side here today. Blue having a tough time moving the ball. Derek DeBose back onto the field at quarterback. DeBose out of El Cajon Valley. DeBose will keep. He's a dual threat quarterback, likes to run, but he's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a tackle for loss.
Delgado and Castillo again, both the linebackers putting in a lot of work. Castillo coming in there at the end just to push him backwards, but Delgado getting the initial contact on there. He's the one that stood out to me the most. Obviously, great running backs with Xavier Williams back there for Sweetwater. But Delgado, man, what he does on the defensive side of the ball was incredible in that state title run.
The loss of 1 will bring up a 3rd and 8 for the red side. DeBose is known as a running quarterback, but he could also throw it as well. More of the in between the hashes type of thrower, not necessarily your outside of the numbers type of guy, but nonetheless, if there's a receiver open, he could hit him in the chest. Saw that multiple times with Paris Dixon over this last season.
defensive backs giving a lot of cushion here on 3rd and long.
DeBose. Pocket collapses. DeBose will tuck and run and is tracked down. You see right here.
Great job. Castillo's.
Oh, that was the last play.
Last play.
I hate when that happens. I'm trying to figure this replay out. But Castillo out of Mission Bay tracked down DeBose to bring up a 4th down. Orlando Castillo.
I was about to say on the instant replay, did Castillo just go from the other side of the field to track that down? Nope, just the wrong replay.
Let's see if we could get it. Nope, not happening. Darn it. All right. Well, Orlando Castillo, you made a heck of a play tracking down DeBose at the far side. We have a timeout on the field.
Another 4th down here. You're right around midfield.
We're going for it, right?
We've been punting all game. You got 6 yards, a team full of all-stars.
We're doing this.
I say we go for it.
I'm sure Ruben Pena and Montel Allen are putting in the word right now like, hey, we're going for it.
Yeah.
Put up the ones. Well, Derek DeBose is going to be interviewed by Tristan Lopez, so Robert Petrich is coming onto the field to punt. So we'll send it down to Tristan, who's now with Derek DeBose from El Cajon Valley.
Yeah, I'm here with Derek DeBose. Derek, what's your favorite thing about playing football?
Out of the interview to say something.
The fans, to me, yeah, because it's fun. Love hearing them cheer for me, and my team. And the teamwork that we use,
You played quarterback and you played linebacker. Obviously, you love playing quarterback, but you can play linebacker. What's your specialty as an overall football player?
Stay on track with my, stamina, anything. To keep me going in the game.
Yeah.
And everything.
How's this experience, future other ballers around San Diego you get to play with?
Great, and it's fun, too, because we make a lot of friends here. Yeah. And, I won't get to play with them anymore after this, so.
Yeah. Looking to play at the next level?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Cool. Good luck the rest of the game, Derek.
All right, thank you.
Back to you guys, Bo.
Thank you, Tristan. Yeah, Derek DeBose, capable of playing on both sides of the ball. As he stated right there, really just about, keeping my stamina up, making sure I'm physically fit so I could go to the next level and play either linebacker or quarterback.
Yeah, he had at least 3 touchdowns that I can remember just on the defensive side alone. Nice hole up the gut for the blue side. Their best run of the night gets to the edge.
That's what we've seen all year from Julian May at El Cap. Just a great dynamic runner. Man, he's just such a good player. I talked to him before. He's like, I don't know if I want to play at the next level. I'm still feeling it out. I don't know what I want to do in college yet. And I feel like every college recruiter that hears that is like crying because this guy deserves to be playing at the collegiate level.
Well, he's a guy that doesn't need a lot of space to do work. May again, up the middle, sidesteps a defender and will fall down behind the line of scrimmage. Once again, that push up front by the red side.
Great job. He had the space to go outside, maybe gain about 2 or 3 yards before the red team would close down on it, but it looks like he just gets tackled by the turf monster.
I hate when that turf monster creeps up on you. The run for a loss will bring up a 2nd and 12 for the blue side, and they've just been working behind the sticks the majority of this first half.
Absolutely, and they want to get a good drive here. Obviously, going into the half with the lead would be huge. But this red defense has shown that they've been stout all game.
Neither defense has given up any big plays here today. Pomato back behind snap. 3 receivers to his right. May to the left hip pocket of Pomato. Pomato will step up in the pocket. He'll go deep over the middle. Has a receiver. Dylan Eads can't bring in the grab. Oh, no, that was Bigley. Cody Bigley out of Grossmont. Oh.
Man. You want to talk about an opportunity there. You get Pomato to go deep to one of the best wide receivers in the county and just can't reel it in. It's just that type of night so far. All right, 3rd down and long. They're behind the sticks again. That's been one of the biggest problems is that these defensive backs are allowing so much cushion because they don't have to press you. They don't have to get in your face and shove you. They got all the room to work with here. I feel like you test it again, though. If you just went over the top and you had that much open space, I say go for it again.
Yeah, the red team 4 deep. We have a will route at the bottom of your screen. Pomato is going to go this way. and going to overthrow everyone. Well defended right there by the red side. They allowed all the routes to happen in front of them, and they saw all that coming.
I think a little bit of frustration's coming out from that side, too.
No doubt. No doubt.
We had May open on the underneath with more than enough space to get the first down, but wanting to force the issue, wanting to get something positive going. You go deeper. Didn't work out on that one.
Incomplete pass is going to stop the clock at 3:01 here in the first half. We've seen both sides with opportunities just unable to capitalize. And Robles back on to punt.
Robles and Petrich are quick on their ways to earning MVPs in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, how many 50-yard punts have we seen so far? At least 3 or 4.
There's definitely a reason why both of these guys are in this all-star game, switching fields.
Too many men on the field? Is that the penalty we got called here?
Mm-hmm. That will add 5.
All right, we're getting 5 yards closer. Do you go for it here?
At what point does it become I want to win this game, and at what point is it I just want to get my guys some looks?
It has to be a little bit of both,
right.
Considering the fact that it is 0-0. At the very least, you just want to put some points on the board, make everybody feel good.
Robles, his best punt
Look at this.
of the night, goes from the 35 all the way down to about the 15. So a 50-plus yard punt again from the Imperial kicker.
Kid's incredible, man. If you haven't looked into Robles, you need to. One of the best kickers all around. Huge moments too. It's always so tough to decide on which kickers are the best because some guys get better looks, some guys are always in field goal range. But Robles, I mean, almost all of the games where all of his field goals happened, they were to take the lead or to tie the game. Huge moments. Kid's incredible.
Red team back onto the field. Derek Dubose going to come back on with 3 receivers to his left. Mincello, the single back. Mincello's going to get the handoff up the middle, breaks that first tackle, but can't get through that second line. Once again, that defensive front doing a good job, not allowing any room.
Good read by Mincello to bounce it back outside after his hole got closed down, but the defenses today, man, they came to play.
Yeah, it's Carlos David Delgado once again to trip up the running back. For a short game.
I would love to see where Delgado goes, if he's going to be playing at the next level or not. He needs to be. He's a great linebacker, great reading of the game, especially in run defense.
2nd and 8, DeBose will hand it off again, this time off the left side to Mincello.
And look who's there again, Delgado.
Runs right at Delgado, and Delgado up for the test.
Bounces off the blocker, immediately closes down on the tackle. I've changed my mind. If anybody deserves to have the MVP, it's Delgado at this point.
And we have a timeout by the Blue Stars, hoping to get the ball back and stop the red side on a 3rd and short. Playbook wide open. We know DeBose is more of a running quarterback, maybe a guy that's short to intermediate runs or short to intermediate passes. And right now, we just want the first down, right, if we're the red side.
Absolutely. You don't want to give this ball back, especially because, more or less, Blue really could have had a shot at a long touchdown there. Maybe they're starting to get their game plan going. Red just needs to keep this, go all the way down, try to get yourself a field goal or a touchdown here before going into half.
10th annual SDFNL All-Star Game, Blue Stars versus the Red Stars. This game produced by Ruben Pena and Montel Allen, 2 of the best in the biz. If you got either one of those gentlemen on your side, you're in good hands. Derek DeBose comes back onto the field. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to the right for DeBose. DeBose is going to try to take it himself, but it's twirled down
Sack
for
on the play by Delgado again. This kid is in on every single play. Cuts left, breaks back to his right. Incredible play.
He was also CJ Clavier from Olympian to the ball. And blue team is going to call timeout after the big 3rd down stop.
More fireworks. I'm only assuming it's for Delgado and the way he's been playing here tonight. Has nothing to do with SeaWorld in the background. But honestly, just the kid's been incredible. We've seen this all year long. And really, you always want to see a kid stand out like this when you're going against the best in San Diego. Just show, all right, I'm going to get physical. If you're going to come up and block me, I'm going to bounce off you and go make the big tackle.
Petrich back on the punt. The nice line drive kick is going to give Dunn an opportunity with some space. Dunn, as the red team rallies to the ball on special teams.
Tell you what, some great special teams tackles here we've seen. We've seen some great punts, but really closing down, making sure you have the backside so they don't break it the other way. Great job for both teams here.
Blue team, next possession will start at their own 42 with 1:34 remaining in the first half. Could see a little 2-minute offense chase.
58 yards to go, throwing it towards the fireworks. Seems about right time for a touchdown.
Pomato back onto the field.
Trips left.
Bosch. Pomato steps up in the pocket. He's going to throw it over the middle. Has David Dunn up the seam. 10-5. Touchdown, blue side. David Dunn with the touchdown.
The 58-yard touchdown. We've seen Pomato test the backside of the defense time and time again, missing it just a couple times. Finally hits Dunn on a perfect bomb. Great moment for that kid, too. Huge moments all year for Mission Bay. Now he gets the chance to do it on his home field.
It's great to see Pomato step up in the pocket and keep his eyes downfield to find Dunn.
And red team again, blowing up on the offensive line, closing up all the spaces. Pomato forced to use his legs. That's what we wanted to see from the kid. He's great. He's athletic, has a great arm. Hit Dunn right in stride.
And the blue side is going to keep the offense onto the field. Pomato's going to stay in.
Tough decision here because you do have Bosch back there, a great running back, but the way the red team's controlled the trenches, it'd be hard to run it here.
Pomato looks right. Has a receiver, Gordon Meredith, in the end zone.
Just drops it.
It's good defense right there by the red team. Good ball by Pomato.
Trying to go for the corner route. Hits him in his hands, but just not enough to bring it in. Great defense on the play.
On the coverage was Miles Worthington, the DB out of Granite Hills.
All right, so blue team strikes first. They're up 6-0 now. How does red team answer?
Yep.
Do they possibly go back to Herbert at quarterback since it wasn't working with DeBose with his run game? I would assume so with 1:24 left here in the half.
Yeah, and really at the beginning of the game, it was the red offense that looked just a little bit more crisp. They had the run game going, but the blue side receivers at least have had a few opportunities on the other side of the secondary, finally finishing it and scoring from 58 yards out. Oh, Chase. It's a beautiful night for football. Anytime you get palm trees with fireworks, you just can't beat it. Happy holidays to one and all. Merry Christmas. 1:24 remaining in the first half. Let's see if the Red Stars can get something going here. Scoreboard says they have 3 timeouts remaining. If I'm the officials for the All-Star game, I say give them all their 3 timeouts and let's see what they could do with it. Josh Ball brings it in near the 10. He's going to make one defender miss. Going to try to switch fields, goes back the other way, and just too much speed on the field for the blue side to let anything happen.
Josh Ball, I believe, has about 100 yards in return tonight, but only for about 10 yards total on the scoreboard. He's an incredible player. He's trying to make it all-star game. That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
Go out there, show him what you got. Just wasn't able to get more than about 15 yards total.
Red team with 113 will have 81 yards to go to either tie or take the lead here.
New quarterback in there. It's Amari Washington from Orange Glen. Orange Glen had an incredible season, cut short. So it's good to see him come out here and show what he's got.
Washington, the southpaw. He's going to look over the middle, has a receiver. That ball almost intercepted.
George Aguilar almost jumps the route right there. It's a great shot to come over the middle right there, but Aguilar, man, that would have been a huge moment in the game.
He had a lot of green in front of him if he could have stayed on his feet.
He read it right. He saw it coming, had to dive to get there, but man, that would have been a huge turn, especially with the 6-0 lead like this.
Yeah, that ball has to come out of his hands a little quicker.
Just a little bit.
Allowed the receiver to get too far over the middle.
But I like the idea. We're testing it. First play, go out there, test that secondary.
Washington, 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Washington, a quick hit far side. Nice block downfield. And the quick pass turns into a first down for the red side.
Nice little bubble screen. I believe that's Cole Lambeth out of St. Augustine. Getting himself downfield, getting the first down.
Wilson Christopherson out of Fallbrook with the nice block downfield to get him loose for a first down.
Under a minute now, clock running.
He didn't get out of bounds? I thought he got out of bounds. Well, I mean, you talk about understanding the game and understanding game situations. If you're a wide receiver right there down the sideline, you got to get out of bounds.
Anyway, we can do the replay, check it back.
Nah, it's too late.
Too late.
Yeah.
I could have swore he got out of bounds, but
I thought so as well. But nonetheless.
Well, I mean, you're not going to go back into the halftime with all 3 timeouts, so you might as well burn one.
Right.
But I love what the game plan has shifted to. Obviously, we're in a 2-minute drill. You're going to be throwing it more. But we're starting to probe the defense here. We're starting to see just exactly what they're capable of doing. And so far, so good. I mean, one pass almost gets intercepted, but it was the right idea. Nice little bubble screen. Got to start working this passing game if you're going to get anything going.
Washington stays on to the field. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to the right. 1st and 10. 49.6 seconds remaining in the first half. Washington pumps the bubble, gets it back to the bubble, and that's Lambert again. This time gets out of bounds for a short gain of 5.
With 42 seconds left, they can afford to do this little short game. If they're going to give it to them, they can go walk themselves down there. You're going to need that shot sooner or later. But 42 seconds, get to the sideline with 2 timeouts, more than capable of getting this done.
And with Petrich as their field goal kicker, they really just need to get the ball to the 30 to be in field goal range.
The way this one's going, though, you need the touchdown here. Got to get the drive going. You got to keep these guys on the field, especially this group of receivers. Especially looks like they're getting it done. Press coverage.
2nd and 5. Washington looks near side. He'll try to step up in the pocket, but he'll go down for the sack.
Matthew Latimer coming in off the edge, breaking off the tackle, and sacking him on the play. Great play by the Olympian defensive lineman.
Latimer, at the end of the season, was a two-way guy. Just because of his athleticism and size, has good size, good strength, and lateral ability that not a lot of defensive linemen have to get to the ball.
Closed down great on that play.
And after the sack, the Blue Stars are going to call a timeout in hopes to possibly get the ball back in the way the receivers have been able to get on the other side of the secondary. Why not with 38.7 seconds remaining? Knowing that the red is now in a 3rd and long, the defensive line can pin their ears back and get after the quarterback. If I'm the red side, I'm just looking to get a completion and keep the clock running and possibly burn another timeout for the blue side.
I wonder if they bring pressure here. They got about 3 down linemen, 1 outside linebacker off the edge here.
2 safeties deep.
Only rushing 4.
This pass over the middle. Nice grab right there by Christopherson out of Fallbrook. He's going to keep the clock running. And we have a timeout by
the red side. 4th.
All right.
4th and short. Going for it.
You're only calling a timeout because you're going for it, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you're calling a timeout to punt it.
It's a perfect time to do the timeout as well. Want to discuss everything. It's not just fourth down, but we got to get up and go right after. You only got 26 seconds left here. I would like to see a shot downfield to Josh Ball. I think that's what they're missing right now. Just give him a chance to go deep, especially in the short yardage. You're more than likely going to lose possession on anything anyways. Might as well take a shot.
Well, I'm thinking 4th and 1. Let's just throw like a quick hit to Josh Ball. Make him do the dirty work, pick up a first down, and get up and kill it. Because at this point, you want to keep it a high percentage pass. You don't want to give Blue back the ball in plus territory. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Looks like ball's
on the far
side, along with Lambert. 4th and 1, their own 45. Bad snap. The ball's still loose, and Blue is going to get the ball on the red 37. Not what you were looking for out of a timeout.
Not at all. It appeared like they were going to run the ball there. He turned, looked like he was ready to hand off, just couldn't secure the ball off the snap. Bad spot to give it up right now, especially with the way this one's been playing out. If Blue can go down, no timeouts left, but if they could go down and score here, go up 13-0, it'd be really tough to come back from.
Well, with Robert Petrich as their field goal kicker, or no, that's Petrich is for the red side. Ty Robles. Or Joel Robles, excuse me. Pomato tried to give his receiver an opportunity. Once again, Elijah Duffy in coverage.
.7 seconds left. My guess is you just keep doing that with Pomato. Seems like these guys on the Blue squad have been able to get open deep.
Got 3 receivers to the right of Pomato. Guzman to the left hip pocket of the Otay Ranch quarterback. They're going to get it to Guzman in open space. Guzman gets out of bounds, and they pick up 8.
7.8 seconds left on the clock. Ball just about the 30-yard line, and they're sending out Robles.
I think they're going to do that. Why not?
This is great for him. He's had a great night punting the ball, but now he gets to go out there and show what kind of leg he has.
And turns it into a 2-possession game if he does convert on this field goal. Looks like the holder is going to be Chris Bosch. Scratch that. Diego Villanueva, the Montgomery quarterback. Joel Robles out of Imperial.
About a 47-yard field goal.
There's not going to be any rush from the red side.
Now that they're trying to do it their own way, jumping up and down, throw them off.
Robles from 47, and it falls just short. I thought it needed a little bit more errors. Closer than what I thought it'd be, though.
He got it close. He got it pretty close, but just need a little bit more oomph on that one. 1.4 seconds left. If I'm going out there, I'm giving my best cannon of an arm and tossing it deep.
Most likely be Hudson Herbert. Probably has the strongest arm on the red side.
And it will be Herbert going in there at quarterback.
Going to have offensive coordinator from Montgomery, SDSU, star wide receiver, one of the better San Diego State wide receivers the university has seen. DeMarco Sampson is going to join us in the second half. You can hang around as well in the second half if you want to do that. Little 3-man crew, if you're all right with that, Chase?
Absolutely.
It's always nice having your insight. You've followed and watched more film in high school football than really anybody else I know. Holding the podcast weekly and just knowing, doesn't matter where the player's from, you know something about him, which is always impressive. Herbert is going to give his receiver a chance, but he runs out of bounds. And that will end first half action. Blue Stars 6, Red Stars 0. Last words before we head into the half, Chase.
You know, great defensive play, especially on both sides of the ball. Carlos Delgado has to be the MVP so far, the way he's been able to play for the Blue Stars. But, man, it's all-star game. Let's open it up a little bit more. We've seen it a little bit more. Let's get a deep passes in here and get them going.
Or is Tristan Lopez going to get an interview right now? We're going to wait for Tristan Lopez to get and catch up with the red side coach.
Honestly, though, like what you talked about before, great from both defensive sides of the ball. The ability to go out there and stop these offenses, especially that goal line stop that they had early in the game. Great job from both sides.
And we're going to catch up with Coach Cherry on the other side of the break, heading into the third quarter. Make sure you stay with us here on the Cali Photo Sports Network. It's the 10th annual All-Star Game, Blue Star 6, Red Star 0. We're now halftime here at Mission Bay High School 10th annual SDFNL All-Star Game here on the Cali Photo Sports Network. Chase Isidoro, DeMarco Sampson joining us in the broadcast. Chase, we'll start with you. You saw that first half. What was your takeaway? What do you want to see more of in the second half?
I just want to see a lot more offense. You know, they only could find their groove at certain time. I get it. You're rotating a lot of guys in and out of there, but we got to get something going here. You know, these people didn't show up to see this many punts. Then we got to see some more scores.
And does it get to a point where if it's anywhere on the field, 4th and short, we're going for it to open the game up, DeMarco? What do you think about that?
Definitely. There's more excitement, you know?
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of punts, like you said. Get the ball out quick. You know, that's going to bring more excitement to the game.
Get the ball in those playmakers' hands.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned something during the half when we were off camera. You want to see man-to-man defense played on defense.
Yep.
Why is that?
It's just going to showcase their coverage skills more. You're going to see more one-on-one plays, bang-bang plays. It just, like we said, it just brings more excitement, you know.
The coordinator at the next level isn't going to select the guy on defense by his zone coverage.
No, he's not. I mean, he might. You know, if you're making a lot of plays in zone coverage, if you're a safety, if you're intercepting the ball a lot. But out here, you know, we want to see, man, it's an all-star game.
And it's really that one-on-one. Does my guy match up with your guy? And so far today, we've seen the blue side receivers get on the other side of the secondary for red side.
And I think to, you know, piggyback on what he's saying, it's not just about the coaches and figuring out that. It's for the players themselves. You know, they all came in here like, all right, I want to show myself to be the best here. I want to show myself against some of the best DBs in San Diego.
Yeah.
So, you know, I would like to see more man-to-man as well. But really, it is going to be coming down. We've seen it a couple times. We've seen Dunn do it on the big touchdown pass.
Yep.
We've seen Josh Ball do it at times. We would like to see some more of that.
Yeah, and Elijah Duffy one-on-one coverage, he's impressed really well on the outside. DeMarco, I was talking to you as well. If you're a wide receiver, right, and you see a corner 7 to 10 yards off the ball, you're licking your chops.
I'm salivating. I mean, I just know there's a more chance the ball is going to come to me. You know, if it's a short route and I come off the line hard, the ball. I mean, almost 100% of the time that ball is going to come to you. So, just the off coverage. I mean, it's just. I love it.
Yeah, because if you're running that hitch, right, that corner is going to give you at least another couple yards because he has to start his back pedal. And if he doesn't start his back pedal, he's on the other side of you. And then if you do run, you know, a post or a fade, it's like he's not jamming you off the line.
Not in position. You know, not many of these guys can transition from that pedal to a sprint. Right. I mean, the good ones, we know they're good because we see them do it.
And now we're going to send it down to the field. Tristan Lopez is with the redhead coach, Coach Cherry out of Valhalla.
Yeah, I'm here with Coach Cherry. Coach, what are you looking for in the second half here?
Trying to put some points on the board. Kind of hard to win if we can't score. So drive down the field.
Talk about the experience this week coaching these kids and your staff.
It's awesome. We had about 3 hours of practice time offensively, so it's kind of tough to get things going. You know, it's easier for the defense to play good tonight. But we're going to come together the second half, drive down, and score. Yeah, we got some athletes for it.
Cool. Good luck with the rest of the game, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Back to you guys.
All right, Tristan, it's going to be the start of the second half. Blue is going to start the second half with the ball. They're up 6-0, and Chase Isidoro will take the play-by-play duties from here.
Thanks, Bo. Red going off for the kickoff will be Robert Petrich, one of the best kickers here in San Diego. Back deep to return, we can see David Dunn back there. We know how capable he is, how many times he makes big plays from Mission Bay. But really, Blue really started getting going, started finding their groove here late in that second quarter. They'll look to pick up more on that. It'll be interesting to see if they stick with Pomato at quarterback.
DeMarco, you play at San Diego State. Yep. You saw a lot of guys make the team because of special teams. These are exactly the plays that you're looking for at the next level.
No, you're 100% right. That kickoff team translates right into defense. You know, if you look at the next level, there's a lot of defense alignment on the kickoff team. So,
and this is why he led.
Teams are big.
This is why he led the nation in return yards. Donald Moore on the reverse from David Dunn is gonna go 95 yards to the house as the Blue Squad score their second touchdown of the game. You want to talk about second half adjustments?
Well, all we needed to do was put you on play-by-play, Chase.
I knew it was you.
The speed at the end, the speed burst.
That breakaway speed.
The breakaway speed. Imagine what all the recruits seen on that play.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about a kid who really needs to make a name for himself. You got a kid playing at the Rock, playing at the smallest schools imaginable, but we've seen how capable he is. That's why he was up for Special Teams Player of the Year, and it just goes to show right there what taking it to the house like that. Great speed.
It doesn't matter what program you're playing at, right? You have speed like that, it's going to show up.
It's going
And,
to show.
and they will find you. All right, we're going for the extra point now. Joe Robles has had a lot of work today in this game. Finally gets some kicking in. Missed the long field goal, but setting up now for the extra point.
That's a way to open up a game, guys.
Yeah.
A little special teams work from the blue side.
Diego Villanueva to hold. Oh, botch snap. Robles.
Yeah, no more extra points. Yeah, no 2-point conversion from here on out.
2 points.
Especially up 12, nonetheless. I mean, I don't mind giving that opportunity to Robles just because he missed that 47-yard field goal. But at this point,
I think it's the football god speaking there. Yeah. It's like, all right, guys, we're in an all-star game.
Well, we're going to see the red team try to respond down 2 scores. And it wasn't, the red team to open up the game, the running game was really the start to their offensive attack. But the blue team did a really good job in stifling that run game. Now down 2 scores. It'll be interesting to see how they come out here in the second half.
I wonder what the second half coach talk was for this team. You want to get to the more intermediate throws, obviously, instead of everything just being short runs or long distance passes. But now, after the kickoff return going to the house, how do you approach that as a coach?
Well, I want to go downfield more now. We need to put points on the board. All right, we need to build momentum. We need to build confidence in our guys. So I might not take the bomb downfield, but I'm gonna press the field a little more.
I think that momentum needs to start with some shorter throws, just to gain that confidence in the quarterbacks. We saw when Washington came onto the field at the end of that first half, just some quick hits to get the ball downfield.
Robles kicking it off. Ladarius Crawford scoops it up. He's able to make a couple of guys miss before finally going down at about the 16-yard line. As we will now send it out to Tristan Lopez, who's on the blue sideline. Tristan?
Yeah, Chase, I'm here with Donald Moore. 90 yards, kickoff return to start the second half. How you feeling, man?
Good, sir. Just great for the opportunity. Yeah.
Talk about this week of experience. You come from a smaller school. You're able to play out with some guys around the county. How does it feel?
It feels good to represent my school, my family, and myself. Just good to play with another level out there. Just a fun experience.
What's your favorite thing about football?
The chase and just the adrenaline, I guess. Yeah.
Looking to playing at the next level?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Good luck the rest of the game, man.
Thank you.
Back to you, Chase.
Thank you, Tristan. Great player, Donald Moore. He said his favorite things about football was the chase. I do believe he was mentioning me. Red team now with the ball on first down. Seems like they've taken a timeout here. They're really going to need to make it this impactful drive, especially with how blue team, they have to have all the momentum, especially with the way they ended that second quarter, now with the kickoff return.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time left, though. There's no reason to really press, and, you don't need to keep, it's not backyard football at this point just yet where you're just chucking the ball downfield. But, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right, the field's wide open. It actually looks like, I thought Washington was on the field, but they took him out.
Hitting Josh Ball, that'll be a 10-yard catch on the quick pass.
Another quick pass. Passes.
We were talking about that, looking more for the intermediate stuff, quick and easy, especially with the way both teams' defensive line have been dominating the trenches. They're going to need to get these quick passes off more.
And you see the Blue Stars, they're in the one high. Just more, there's more holes underneath, right, when you're facing a defense like that. So they're probably in a cover 3, something like that, or a cloud, or
handoff this time. Short gain here on the play.
Yeah, just once again, not a lot of running room. Delgado, was he the first one to the ball again?
Dude, he's in.
He was.
He's in on every single play.
If we have a defensive MVP, Delgado is that guy. At this point, if we have a MVP for the game, Delgado might be that guy because he's been that impressive on the defensive side.
He's a strong runner too.
Did you guys? That's right.
We did play against them, and
you guys gave up a lot of yards on the run.
He's hard to bring down.
Yeah,
he's very hard to bring down.
Quick pass falls incomplete, brings up 3rd down and long.
Delgado's a prototypical Sweetwater guy, right? Yep. A guy that can play linebacker, big body, and can run downhill.
He can, and he blocks well.
Yeah.
So, they ran a lot of inside power, and I mean, he was just leading the way. He was moving guys out the way. Then when he got it, you know, he had a few long runs. Like, I mean, he's a guy. He's an athlete.
Yeah. Third and 11.
Third down behind the sticks here again. Bigley drops back to pass. Goes up deep to ball. They're saying it's incomplete pass. I'll bring up 4th down and long. Looks like they will punt the ball.
I like the idea, you know, single high again. Once again, single high. Run the wheel from the slot.
Just trying to get the ball into the hands of who you feel like are your best players, which Josh Ball, obviously one of the better wide receivers in this county.
Yeah, to me, Josh Ball is one of the better receivers in this game, if not the best receiver. I mean, doesn't have the measurements that you would hope for at the next level, but when you talk about tight spaces and doing a lot with a little, Josh Ball is that guy that can make a lot happen.
A lot of those shorter receivers don't get the love, you know, they deserve, but he's a guy who commands that.
Absolutely. Petrich back to punt. I guess they didn't get the memo that we're not supposed to go full out on the punt, but I'll take it. Let's get some guys hitting in this All-Star game. Ball goes out about the 45-yard line. That's where the blue team will take over. With the way the blue team's defense has been playing, you talk about a huge moment in this game will be this drive. Be interesting to see who they run out there. I'm guessing if I have my ones, I'm running out there with my ones and trying to go up on the scoreboard to at least get 18 or 19 points up there.
I'm going to bring pressure as well. We've seen 2 throws downfield. One was a drop that would have been a touchdown. The second one was a touchdown. You can't give these Blue Stars time like that.
And what we've seen on both those plays was Pomato using his legs to, you know, make the play happen while throwing it deep. Swing pass.
Quick pass.
Big
out to Dylan Eads.
Oh, it's Eads.
Yep.
About a gain of 8 or 9 yards there. I feel like Christian always has a good wide receiver. You know, and it's always someone who's like, maybe on other schools he wouldn't be a receiver. They might put him at a different position. They always seem to get it one each year that turns out to be a really good player.
Yeah, Dylan Eads is a big body receiver. He can play in the slot, catch the ball in traffic, and they also move him wide as well. And you saw that right there, just get the ball in open space, and Dylan Eads picked up 8. Looks like they got the red offsides again.
Discipline.
Getting them on the hard count. We've seen that quite a few times here tonight.
We've seen that 3 times, all 3 times by the blue side.
It's one way to get the first down. Looks like they are sticking with Diego Villanueva in there at quarterback.
And Tristan Lopez down with David Dunn on the sideline.
Yeah, that's right, Bo. I'm here with Mission Bay's very own David Dunn. How does it feel to play your last high school game on your home turf?
You know, it feels amazing. It feels awesome to play this game one last time at home. It feels good.
Talk about that touchdown that you scored in the first half.
So when we lined up, I saw the linebacker come down. The safety came down and read over number 3. So I saw the gap, and I took off, gave the linebacker a little 1-2, and I just took up the middle.
Cool. Talk about your favorite memory of high school, or what you love about football the most.
Favorite high school memory, just coming out here during the summer, working hard with the guys, and then being able to bring it into the season and being able to go as far as we did.
You looking to play at the next level?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Congrats. Good luck the rest of the game.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Tristan. Yes, David Dunn. I mean, you want to talk about a guy coming up in big moments. All season long, either the game-winning touchdown catch or the game-sealing interception or a big tackle. Kid's a huge playmaker. We saw Julian May have a great run, get themselves inside the 30-yard line. They go back to May again this side as he is stuffed up the middle. Looks like about a gain of 1 or no gain on that run.
It's good. Lattimore, and it was big number 51 in the middle.
Todd Riddle has really come out to play here today. We've seen him on almost every single game, plugging up the A and B gaps. Three wide receivers right, 1 left. Villanueva drops back to pass. They bring the pressure, and he is sacked on the play by Joel Villacampos, the Imperial linebacker.
And now they can start bringing blitzes here in the second half. They weren't able to bring the blitz in that first quarter or the first half, I believe, and now the defenses are able to open things up a bit, which is nice to see.
Huge sack there to bring up 3rd and long.
You know, in a situation like that, too, 3 receivers to the wide side of the field, there was only two guys in the secondary over there. Throw a quick bubble, have those 2 guys lead the way, and hopefully helmet on a helmet, try to get some yards. Those are the type of plays where we were talking about get the ball out of the quarterback's hand quickly and get it in your playmaker's hands.
And that slot, I mean, that slot oftentimes replaces that blitzer, which, you know, will prevent that sack or just another big play.
Third down long for the blue side. Villanueva looks left. He's going to go up top deep, and it's a great catch on the play.
Good ball.
Great ball out to Dylan Eads, the Christian wide receiver, going up.
We just talked about, you know, his height and, you know, the plays that he can make. I love when the receiver goes up and gets the ball.
Absolutely.
Only positives can come from that.
No huddle here. Handed off to Julian May, and May gets stuffed right up the middle.
Yeah, what I like about that last one, that this completion right here, that's about as good of a ball as it is a play by the receiver. Yep. Just allow your receiver the opportunity to go get it, and that's exactly what Villanueva did right there.
Well, he's a bigger guy. He looks like he's about 6'2", 6'3". You know, jump. When you go back and attack the ball, it's either a catch or a PI.
Right.
Both we'll take both.
Second down from the 8-yard line. Goal to go. Villanueva, play action, goes out to his right and is blown up on the play.
By Delias Garcia.
Delias Garcia, what a hit.
What a hit.
Another great grab by Eads. Talked about his ability to catch the ball in traffic right there. He had to know that hit was coming. He felt the footsteps on the other side.
Well, he gets a good release on the inside route on the goal line. His receiver outside with the vertical route, you know, if he releases outside, you know, we call that a mandatory outside release or more. If he releases outside, Garcia doesn't see that route coming, and that's a walk in the end zone.
Pistol formation, handoff to May, and it is blown up in the backfield once again. Trevor Jarbo from Valhalla.
Yeah, so what you're saying is Garcia, if he turns and runs, that's an easy walk-in. But coming off that wide receiver, understanding that the ball was going to be thrown under, heads up. Those are like those instincts that you look for out of a secondary.
4th down and 6. Another field goal attempt here coming for Team Blue.
And up 12, you know. Yeah, I hear that.
I want to see a trick play.
I would love nothing more than a fake field goal right here.
We've seen trick plays on Saturdays, on Sundays this season. I want to see one tonight.
Hold is good. It is blocked.
Good block.
Red says that's what you get.
I'm telling you, the football gods.
Like Garcia was in on the block as well.
The football gods do not want to see any more kicks tonight.
Oh, we got to it too late.
Field goal is blocked. Huge momentum swing as Red will now take over the ball.
Yeah. I mean, that's a chance for the Blue Stars to really take the game in their own hands. They're still up 2 scores, obviously, but to go up 3 scores right there, that would have been tough to come back from.
Yeah, I agree. The way they've been driving down the field, I feel like if you're the Blue Stars there, you got to go for it.
Yeah.
Give your guys a chance to make a play, man.
Yeah.
We already know what Robles is good at. We already know what he can do.
It's just so tough to come down from 3 possessions.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you kick the field goal, you're still up 2 possessions. You got to go.
Doesn't really change the game much.
Hudson Herbert now in at quarterback for the Red Stars. Zane Richards back there again. It's an out pass to Lon Duncan.
Again, they come out with short passes. I think you build off that rhythm. Even if it takes you 12 plays to get downfield.
Sorry, that was Dominic Silva, the running back. Someone we've seen on Valhalla as a power running back lining up out wide to catch that pass.
but it was the corner starting 7 yards back, having to backpedal to 10 to 12. I mean, that hitch is going to be open all day.
Doesn't have time to react. And then when he does react, he has to cover at least 5 yards.
Right.
It's interesting to see the huddle dynamic here for these guys. They've barely been playing with each other. Some may know each other, some may not.
Well, I love the guys that have been rivals, for the last 4 seasons. Now they're looking at each other in a huddle. That's the one cool thing that I've recognized over the All-Star games.
Herbert back to pass again. Quick pass again. Silva again.
Nice move.
Breaks one tackle, and he's going up the sideline. Takes a big punch. Gets out of bounds. The running back showing what he's capable of.
A little shimmy right there.
Excuse me, there's Jalen Cruz on that pass and catch.
Jalen Cruz out of Valhalla.
Valhalla.
Why would they give the Valhalla guys number 28 and 29?
They don't care about the number. They just want to play.
Yeah. I'm up here trying to see, is that 28, 29? Someone from Valhalla caught the ball. I know that.
That was nice. That was probably, as far as yards after catch, that might have been the best reception we've seen all night.
And we're starting to see that now. They're starting to see the quick passes come into play.
Well, I want to see him double move him now.
Yeah.
He's up now. He's up a lot more than he was.
Herbert rolling out right. Looking deep. Finds in the middle for Lambeth, and it's incomplete. Thought he...
Good catch.
I don't know if he was just trying to get low for the pass or if the turf monster got him.
Yeah, no, that ball was a little low and behind. I mean, obviously, we talk plenty of times when the ball hits your hands, you should catch it. But as far as a reception for a receiver, that has to be one of the more difficult ones. When your body's going one way and you have to stop and fall.
And it's a low ball. But like we said earlier, those type of plays, right, make a name for yourself.
Yeah.
Are you going to be the guy that catches everything, or are you the guy that has to have the ball directly to you?
Second down, 10 to go.
Eric Brown in the slot. I like that matchup.
They hand it off this time.
Strong run game.
Huge run for Ladarius Crawford. Oh, excuse me, that's Khalif Bloom of Morse.
Yeah, Bloom doesn't need a lot of space.
No, he doesn't.
Like, you give him a couple yards untouched, and he can take it to the house on any given night. You saw right there, get to that second level untouched and easy first down for the red side.
Has to be one of the best drives they've had since they were stopped at the goal line earlier in the game. Got to keep it rolling, and really, they've worked best with Hudson Herbert in there at quarterback.
Yeah, his ability to stretch the field with his arm definitely gives the defense something to think about.
Shotgun. Herbert drops back to pass. Going up deep to Josh Ball.
Good break.
And it's broken up on the play.
I want a receiver that doesn't, if the ball's in the air, his ears are nobody. Great play.
Yeah, because that ball was a little underthrown. So what you're saying by the receiver is a way to come back and break that ball up.
Ramajan Brown in there on the defensive stop. Another second down and 10.
Yeah, sometimes you could get away with what got you down the field. And it'll be interesting to see if they go back to that short intermediate pass game for the red side.
They're giving them enough cushion out there for the defensive backs.
Once again, one high.
Handed off, Khalif Bloom. Tackled on the play by C.J. Clavier.
C.J. Clavier, great career at Olympian as a program that shuffled through a couple different coaches, and Clavier was always that guy that was a defensive captain and team captain that really kept that program together over the last few years.
Forcing a big third down and long here. Red has been able to sustain a long drive. Probably going to be a fourth down situation. I'm just outside of field goal range here.
Yeah, field goal's not going to do it. It's 4 down territory unless the blue team can come up with the sack.
And besides, you're down 2 touchdowns in an all-star game.
And they're going to bring it.
Bringing the blitz. Herbert going up top to Josh Ball, and it's intercepted. Going out of bounds. Huge play by Ramajan Brown. We just saw him on the pass breakup, now getting the interception. The man from Scripps Ranch coming up big for the Blue All-Stars.
And great position right there. Obviously, didn't have to worry about the back pedal. When you're a corner and you recognize the blitz is coming, you know that ball's going to come out quick.
It has to come out quick. Stay over the top.
Great call by the Blue coaching staff, sending the blitz there. Been very soft leading up to that. You know, wasn't really expecting it. You almost forget about the blitz, and then when it comes, don't know how to react.
Yeah, Blue knew it was a passing down. So they bring in the pressure, putting the quarterback. So the penalty was after the interception.
It was a personal foul on the Blue Stars. Push them back a little bit, but it will be first down.
I wasn't expecting them to run a post. It seemed like the safety had already shifted kind of towards that backside receiver. I was looking for more of a curl or in or out breaking route right at the sticks.
Yeah, looking back at it, after bringing that blitz, that would have been the right call. But it seemed like they were just trying to get over the top.
Yeah.
Blue Stars now with the ball. About the 16-yard line. Sean Pomato back in there at quarterback. The empty set, drops back. Able to hit Toulon Duncan for about a 12-yard gain, picking up the first down.
We're going to now send it down to the field. Ramajan Brown with Tristan Lopez.
And here, Roman Brown, how does it feel to redeem yourself? Dropped the first pick, but got you one.
Yes, sir. I knew they were going to come right back. I had to get that back. I couldn't go out with the drop pick, so I had to go get that back.
So you end your career with an interception, but what does this week of football mean to you, playing with some other guys around the county?
Oh, man, it means so much to me. I was just really glad that my season wasn't over, and I really got to come out here and compete with some of the best guys in San Diego.
What do you love about football? Obviously grabbing interceptions, but what does football mean to you, and what do you love about it?
Oh, man, it's a family. These aren't friends. These are family. And it's memories for a lifetime, and I really enjoy it.
Looking to play at college?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right.
Absolutely.
Good luck the rest of the game.
Thank you.
Yeah. Back to you guys.
One of the things that stood out to me, great job, Tristan, was the one thing I love about sports. You make a mistake or it didn't go your way, you get a second opportunity, and Brown took the most of it right there.
Absolutely. It's all about capitalizing on those opportunities, too. It'll haunt you at night when you don't get another chance. So when you get that second chance, you're almost more laser focused to make sure you do it right.
Yeah, and he said he knew they were coming his way. He said he just felt it in his bones that because of that opportunity missed, they were going to come after him again, and he took advantage of it.
And you talked about the football guys earlier. They took a shot at him a couple plays before. He didn't get it. Stays focused, keeps his composure, gets the second play.
Yeah, not putting your head down and staying true to yourself is very important.
On first down, the ball was handed off to Chris Bosch. It sets up a second down and about 6. Pomato tries to get him on the hard count, but it looked like that one of their players went in motion for a false start here.
Oh, they're going to give the offsides first. Okay. They're going to say the offensive guy was drawn by the defensive guy.
Second down and about 1 now.
So second and short, right? Is perfect time for play action.
Yep.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
Double move, or we can take more of a chance on second and short.
Pomato out of the shotgun. Rolls out to his left. Looking deep, and is going to be broken up on the play.
That play had no chance. Whether it was the pressure from the backside or the coverage in the secondary. Yeah, he was throwing that ball in the double coverage.
Well, I'll tell you, running behind Santiago Macias from Chula Vista, I think that needs to become a staple in the second half.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's massive.
Biggest guy on the field.
Biggest guy on the field. And he's actually coming off the ball, and he's striking the defender. He's not allowing the defender to get into his chest.
And when you look at a lot of these other guys from the Blue Star squad, Quentin Johnson from El Camino, a massive human being as well, Jaden Velasquez from Mount Carmel, you would think that running the ball would be a huge focus, especially when you're up 12-0. So they do. They go back to Bosch, who breaks back out to the left side.
Got to hit the hole. Got to hit the hole.
Gain.
Trust these big guys up front. One thing that I've learned from being an athlete is you have to trust that front 5 guys. Nothing happens without those guys. You can't run the ball. You can't throw it. You can't play football without a line. So you got to trust them.
And Tristan Lopez down with CJ Clavier. We'll send it down to Tristan.
Yeah, that's right, Bo. I'm here with South Bay's very own CJ. CJ, how does it feel to play in this game?
It feels amazing, you know, the history of this game and giving other people a second chance to play college ball. Just feels amazing.
You were one of my favorite players watching in the South Bay. What does football mean to you as a young man?
Football just means friendship, you know. You get to go out here on this football field and meet new people, make friendships for life.
What does college look like for you in the future?
You know, I'm not going to say yet, but it's looking like I'm about to move out of state, so it's going to be in the snow. So that's good.
Yeah. All right. Have fun the rest of the game, CJ.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Well, CJ didn't let us know where he was going, but he said it's going to be somewhere out of state in the snow. So good luck with that, CJ, because this is, as far as cold goes, it's about my breaking point right now.
Yeah, not too many kids from San Diego wanting to go out and play in the snow, but I love it. You know, play where it's hardest to play the ball. That's great, but a huge interception by Hector Armenta from Mount Miguel gives the Red Stars the ball back. Have the ball at about the 42-yard line, 1st and 10. Derek DeBose back in there at quarterback. Hands it off to Zane. No, keeps it himself as DeBose gets himself outside, and he's going down the sideline. Almost getting out there. Delgado pushes him out as a huge gain on the play of about 35 yards.
Yeah, we talked about DeBose downhill power running, but when he gets to that second level untouched, he can break one to the house, and you saw his breakaway speed right there.
And we've seen the different dynamics between the quarterbacks. They've tried to get that working with that read option with DeBose. Finally, he's able to break one free.
And as a defense coordinator, whenever you have a quarterback that can run the ball, it adds a different dynamic, right, DeMarco?
No, it definitely does. Just the fact that you can't just blitz him up the middle. You know, if he rolls out, he's more deadlier.
1st and 10 from about the 33-yard line. This time they hand it off to Zane Richards.
Strong run.
Richards is the guy who opened up the game offensively for the red team, and they haven't gone back to him yet. So it's nice to see Richards get back into the offensive attack.
I feel like that has to be one of the harder things to do in an all-star game is be a running back, because running backs rely so much on getting their carries and getting into their groove. Only getting 1 or 2 touches and then having to come right back out is very difficult.
It's hard to get in the rhythm, but, you know, following that track, whether it's the inside zone or outside zone.
And not bouncing it, like staying true to what the play is.
Yes.
2nd down. DeBose keeping it himself again, breaks off one tackle and gets blown up on the play.
That's good contact right there. We heard that from up top.
Huge hit by George Aguilar, the DB from Fallbrook, coming in.
Yeah, and he's a corner. You don't often see corners tackling within the tackles. You don't see it.
CJ Clavier was also in the mix right there.
That will be the end of the 3rd quarter with the Blue All-Stars still holding on to the 12-0 lead over the Red Stars. We'll kick off the 4th quarter with the Red Stars threatening inside the 35-yard line with 3rd and about medium to go. What needs to change for the Red Stars here?
Well, I like what they're doing in the run game. I mean, it's definitely there. There's some holes to take advantage of, but it's finishing drives. You know, one of the toughest things to do is offense inside the red zone, right? Windows are tighter. You have to be quicker, more precise with the ball. But I think the red team has the right idea. They just got to finish drives. As we're coming to you inside the booth, DeMarco Sampson, Chase Isidoro. A couple of days away from Christmas, guys. But this is our gift, right, to San Diego. We thought high school football was all over, but, you know, SDFNL giving us a present a couple days before Christmas.
It's always so good to see the finale, you know, to see the very end where this is the last time for a lot of these guys they'll be on the field for their high school football careers. You know, to see them, what do you guys want to go out with? It's fourth quarter now. As football players, we always hold a special place in our hearts for fourth quarters. It means so much, whether it's your last game of your regular season, last game of a playoffs, last game and just wearing your uniform. You got to lay it all out there now.
You remember your last game of high school, DeMarco?
I do. It was against Monte Vista, semifinals game right before CIF. We went to double overtime. We fell short against Clinton Snyder, Darrell Mack, a couple of big name guys.
Darrell Mack,
Mack,
the running back.
Yeah, like 30 carries that game. It was phenomenal.
They went on to win that year, didn't they? Behind the running attack of Mack.
Yeah,
if I remember that.
Yep, they beat Helix at CIF.
At the
They
Q.
beat Oceanside to get to Helix.
Yeah.
So.
All right, 4th and short. Playbook wide open. And DeBose, if it's not there, right, he can take off and run with it.
Yeah, well.
It might even be a direct snap to DeBose. And like a
fullback lining up almost as an up back. Hands it off.
Oh.
He gets the hole, gets the first down. Zane Richards continues to impress with the way he's running tonight.
Yeah, with the momentum that Richards has, the way he's running with you got to keep him in the game right now. Like the guys that are running well with the ball, the guys that have the momentum, as we see some fresh bodies coming in and Richards go out. But, you know, that's what I see in this game right now. It's the 4th quarter. We've given as many guys opportunities as possible. Like, let's stick with our guys that are making it happen.
I'm also looking for mismatches down here. If I have a taller guy versus a smaller guy, or a speedy guy in the slot versus a safety who has been asked to cover all night, I'm taking one of those mismatches.
1st and 10. DeBose drops back to pass. He's got a bubble screen out to the left side. Some shifty moves, but is finally dragged down on the play by Delgado. That was Eric Brown of Montgomery.
Eric Brown.
Montgomery guy coming in, making plays. I would like to see him make one move, get back outside.
Yeah.
I've seen him do it, so, you know, as a coach, you know, it's easy for me to say, hey, this is what he can do, but in a game like this is where you show it.
Yeah, especially as a small receiver. You don't want to cut back inside where a guy has you by 30 or 40.
You don't want to be in there with the big guys.
False start's going to be the call. That'll push them back. It'll be another time we'll be behind the sticks here for the Red All-Stars.
We haven't seen a lot of scoring today, but we haven't seen a lot of penalties either, which is nice.
Yeah, it is.
It's been clean football for the most part.
I would like to note that the Blue Stars have went back to it too high.
Yeah.
So I would like to see some of those inside passes start to be hit a little more.
2nd down and 14. Handoff this time to Khalif Bloom. Looked like he was about to get outside. Is that Delgado again?
It is.
Yeah.
Not letting go of Bloom.
How many tackles does this kid have on tonight? He's on every play. That's exactly what you want from a middle linebacker.
I mean, when you look at him, he doesn't, you know, swag is not important to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't have gloves. He doesn't have wristbands. He doesn't have a long sleeve on. He just wants to play the game.
Where is that fine line between like a guy who has a lot of swag and looks threatening, or a guy who has no swag, and is incredibly
making
threatening?
All the plays, yeah. I mean, I don't think there is a line. I think you look good, you play good, but
pressure come from the outside. DeBose fumbles it, picks it back up himself, slides down to avoid the big contact.
Got to make a decision a little earlier. Got to make a decision.
The wide receiver from St. Augustine.
Isaiah Haston.
That's the guy that comes to mind for me. When you talk about no
yeah.
the ankle-high socks, no gloves, no wristbands, just go out there and does it. I mean, that's a guy when you talk about just going out there and playing. But I was always a big fan of, like, you look good, you play good. you feel good, right? But there's some old school coaches that just won't allow you to do that. When I was at Chula Vista, we had an old school coaching staff that just did not let that happen.
Well, Brady Hope, my second to last year at SDSU, when he first came in, he took all that away. You have to earn everything. You got a deep ball downfield.
Pass falls incomplete, and that will be a turnover on downs for the Red All-Stars. Blue Stars will get the ball back here with about 8 minutes, 40 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
So you had to prove your worth for a new coaching staff.
He even took away the visors. Coaches like that, when they make a statement like that, you win the team over.
See, I don't mind that side of things. The whole, prove your worth. If you want to, dress this way, you better be scoring a lot of touchdowns or becoming a reliable player. I fully understand that. At the same time, I was also the guy who had a bunch of eye black, and I was chilling on the sideline the whole time.
Got your Warrior face paint on.
Well, it's wild now. Like
there was not a smudge at the end of the game. Handoff this time, Julian May. Some more hard running, gets himself about 5 yards on the play.
I've never seen so much made by the officials with the eye black this year.
Yeah.
It's like if it wasn't just horizontally under your eye, that you had to take it off. I mean, this is football. This is war. Like, I'm good with the face paint. Or, I've seen so many times this year that I'd never seen in the past 2 years as much as I did this year, where they were taking a guy first play out the game and
eye black
or whether it was
a shirt underneath or a streamer.
It was just so wild to me. I'd never seen that so many times in a season.
I think part of that, too, just needs to be communication,
Before the game starts.
I think we're all cool with, whatever the refs want to go with this game, that's how we go. But the last thing we want is for the first play of the game, this kid's got to, find a wet towel to wipe it off.
Declare it before the game starts, so that way we don't have those disruptions.
Well, I forgot what game it was. It was a left tackle that was taken out. The other team blitzes that side, blows up the quarterback. Another team scoops and scores on the first play of the game. Just totally kills the momentum of the game. And it was on the left side because the referees saw the tackle. I think it was like no knee pads or something like that.
Well, I think that's a safety issue. I mean, we see in college, we see guys doing it in college. But as for San Diego, the city of San Diego, they're focused on more of it being a safety issue.
Yeah, and I'm okay. But, it's the referee's job to look at all the players before the game, right, to see if they're doing that. And looks like too many men on the field for the blue side. Knocks them back 5.
Going third down and about 12 yards to go.
What All-Star games did you play in? You played in the Spanos.
Yeah, I played in the Spanos.
Because this game wasn't even around.
No, it just wasn't. And there was only one All-Star game in San Diego. I got to play with Patrick Gates, Travis Crawford, who is a Chula Vista alumni. He's a secondaries coach at Southwestern College.
Freddie was at that game? Dunkel?
Freddie was at the game, Dunkel. He graduated a year before. He also played in the Spanos Classic, where the South, we won 41-7, I believe.
Get an instant replay right here.
Big sack on the play. Looks like it's Todd Riddle again.
So for the blue side is Delgado. For the red side, it's Riddle.
Riddle.
Yeah, and a big stop by the red side gives them an opportunity.
Going for another punt here. Josh Ball back to return. We've seen him be able to return a lot of punts this year for Carlsbad, a lot of kickoff returns as well. The way Robles has been kicking it, though, he's been kicking it away from the returners with a lot of spirals, so it's going to be a lot of bounce. Zane Richards joins, ball back to return. Booming kick, but it's going to be short.
Miscommunication right there.
We got a pancake in the middle of the field. Okay. I like when my big guys, when my D linemen, my D ends are on special teams. I feel like I get more production out of a bigger guy who can run because it's impossible to block him.
Right. It's interesting, too. Offensive coordinator at Montgomery, you're known for the passing attack, but you've relied more on the run recently.
Yes.
Is that something you've learned throughout the years?
Yeah, and just as a player, you know, growing up, I played running back until I got too tall. Then when I got to San Diego State, we were an air raid team.
Yeah.
And our early years, we didn't have success, but once Coach Brady Hoke and Al Borges got San Diego State, you know, we had a solid run game, and that's when the wins came in. So I think you can be phenomenal in the pass all you want, but if you don't establish a run game somewhere in the game, I mean, you won't always have those good results.
Illegal substitution pushes it to 1st and 5 now. DeBoe's still back in there in the game for Red All-Stars at quarterback. Short little pass to Richards. As he gets outside, makes a couple man miss.
Short passes.
Big pickup on the game.
Short passes. Get the ball out quick. Let these guys. Again, this is an all-star game. Exactly. So we have the best players in the county playing.
It's that old saying of, you know, get the ball in your playmakers' hands and let them make the plays. We got tons of them. As we will send down to another playmaker for the Red All-Stars, as Tristan Lopez is joined on here by Todd Riddle. Tristan, take it away.
Yeah, Chase, I'm here with Todd Riddle. Todd, tell us how it feels. What's your name? That's okay. Tell me how it feels to play in this game.
I mean, I'm excited. I mean, it's my first time out here, and I'm very welcome to be out here with a great team, a lot of people from the county. I'm just really happy to be here today.
What are you going to miss about high school football?
Smart.
I mean, I'm going to miss a lot.
That's a smart play by not crossing the line of scrimmage.
I learned a lot from the sport.
The play's
Look at the play in the next level?
If I get the opportunity, yes. So I will take it to the next level.
Continue to have fun. Good luck the rest of the game.
Thank you.
All right. Back to you guys.
Nice job by Derek DeBose keeping that play alive, huh, DeMarco?
Yeah, he kept the play alive. Look like a young Pat Mahomes. Straddle the line of scrimmage, keep his eyes downfield while evading the rush. I mean, big play. Big play.
Another big first down coming up here. Red team has to get in the end zone quickly as we get under 4 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in this ball game.
So the question is, are you going for 2 or are you kicking the first field goal when you score?
I feel like you go for 2. Even if you miss, you're still down 6. DeBoe's back to pass, looking deep, overthrows his receiver, and it looks like it's an interception on the play. You know, when I talked to a lot of these guys at practice, they said Josh Ferrara is the real deal, and he shows up in the biggest moment of the game here for the Blue Stars. Huge interception for a guy. Oh, look at this, the sack race for the celebration. That's what we love to see.
That was creative.
Yeah.
That was creative.
I know you're going to like this, Marco, high pointing the ball, right? Getting the ball at its highest point, not allowing the receiver to make a play on the ball.
To be fair on the celebration point, it's defensive guys. Yeah. We're not really made for celebrations, you know?
Yeah. As an offensive guy, you know, I have to show love to defense every now and then.
Well, I mean,
that was a great play, great celebration.
Offense is the creative side. Yep. Defensive is the side that responds to the offense. So with that being said, still, I mean, it's the best celebration we've seen all day. So.
Blue Stars back with the ball with just over 4 minutes to go, looking to drain out this clock. They put Sean Pomato back in there at quarterback with Chris Bosch in at running back. Pomato bubble screen out to Donald Moore, and we see why he's this electric, man.
Oh, you got to watch out on the sideline.
Pass complete to Donald Moore, and he's going to go about 35 yards. We get a late penalty flag back in the backfield.
I like how he caught the ball, made one move, and got upfield.
Absolutely. We talk about, you know, just getting it in the hands of their guys and letting them make moves. Donald Moore continues to show why he's that great of a player. A little extracurricular activity here is going to get about a 15-yard penalty. Personal foul, they're calling it on the defense.
Frustration at the end of the game. You got to keep your composure. But this game is not out of hand, so I can understand why, you know, someone would be frustrated.
Well, I think you mentioned this earlier too, Chase, in that it's like a lot of these guys don't have a lot of opportunities. So if that means an extra flag because I'm gonna lay the lumber right now, like, well, we're about to give you 15, but I'm about to enjoy this moment right now and get my lick.
Yeah, that is one of the sides of this All-Star game is, this is my time to shine.
What are you going to do, bench me, coach?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you going to do, sit me next week? Because this is it.
The power to the players now. We got a timeout here. The Red Stars calling this timeout.
I think the biggest takeaway in the second half is both sides on the offensive side getting the ball out of your quarterback's hand quickly, allowing your playmakers to. And we've seen it. I mean, just one cut, one move, and they're off to the races. I mean, the biggest plays we've seen in the second half have been through the quick passing game.
And then on that interception, if he had a check down that he could have checked down to.
Right.
I think because he was so close to the goal line, he was trying to take a shot.
And down 2 scores.
But I just think that's a part of learning of the game.
Yeah.
Like, you don't always have to take that cheese. Like, a lot of these coaches are baiting you to throw that.
Hand up this time to Chris Guzman from Del Norte. No gain on the play. Brings up second down with under 4 minutes left to go in the game.
Yeah, Guzman had a nice career at Del Norte, a smaller back. They utilized him a lot of that out of the backfield.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about Del Norte during the season. Didn't get to watch many of their games because I was coaching, but every time I've turned on PPR, I was seeing good things from Del Norte. So.
Especially that offense. The offense, very physical and experienced. Did a lot of good things.
What about Granite?
Yeah.
Granite had a great year.
Yes,
did. I mean,
that defense was phenomenal.
Yeah. And even seeing the Mount Miguel coaches who coached the McCossie Bowl giving praise to the Granite Hills players, that said a lot to me because they said without a doubt there's a reason why they were the best team in the county, and it was a lot to do with just the players' character and being coachable and not being that player that I know everything, even though I've won a section championship, I'm still humble in their ways.
Open division champion.
Yeah.
And the thing is, too, is in this day and age where we don't get to see all the San Diego teams play each other, where we got to play a lot of guys from out of county, to see a team run the gauntlet of all the best teams in San Diego and come out victorious in the craziest of ways was really a phenomenal thing to see. As Pomato goes up top, he's got a guy wide open.
That's a great,
huge catch by Julian Danila from
on that
Brawley.
play was the action is phenomenal.
Wow.
You get the whole defense to come forward. It's the end of the game. They're expecting them to run. Great play call.
I think what we're finally seeing from Pomato is just what he's capable of. He's got a great arm and a great sense of, I'm just going to let it rip. Let's go deep.
I mean, he looks like the prototype quarterback. He's tall. He's good size.
Hand off to Guzman. Stuffed by Carter Kermott of La Costa Canyon.
Yeah, that Granite Hills run was probably the most impressive run we've seen in quite some time.
Absolutely.
The way they went through the top three, the 1 seed, the 2 seed, and the 4 seed on the road at Carlsbad. I mean,
and their season came down to like 3 yards.
Yeah. 1
yard stopping Helix. 1 yard to beat Carlsbad, and 1 yard to stop Lincoln.
Yeah.
It came down to 3 yards.
Yeah.
If there's any coaches out there that want to have a philosophy, it's that's how small the margins are.
And obviously, South Bay guys, right? Seeing Sweetwater make that run, they looked down and out at the beginning of the season, and for them to turn around, that was a remarkable run for Coach Hernandez.
Well, they had their run game. Their run game was like no other.
Yeah.
I mean,
handoff on the play. Diego Calderon.
Joseph Mincello, or actually, no, it's the blue side. Sure.
There's about 3 or 4 guys running the number 8.
Calderon, that sounds about right.
I believe it's Diego Calderon of West Hills running it in there.
Oh, he's huge too.
Or actually,
no,
Gordon Meredith.
Gordon Meredith from Helix for the touchdown.
Yep.
Okay.
The big tight end / running back / wide receiver.
A little fullback dive.
We've utilized that type of position a lot more in the last couple of years as well. More of an H-back, have him in the backfield. He can give runs here and there. He'll slide protection, and he'll leak out of the backfield.
Blue Stars up by 18, going for the 2-point conversion.
I love it. Yep. Why not? give me a jump ball or something I can show
Shotgun
on
3
tape.
guys wide right. Pomato goes up top into the back of the end zone, and it's good.
That's
David
a beautiful
Dunn.
ball right there.
Really good.
Out to the little corner route.
Took a little shot.
Under pressure.
Took a little shot, delivered the ball. You can't ask for more from your quarterback.
David Dunn.
Dunn's had a great game here tonight with the long touchdown, that 2-point conversion. Had a great season as well. Would love to see where this kid goes play at the collegiate
Dunn
level.
is another two-way guy who is he's a phenomenal player. Like he's got the size, you know.
Yeah, Pomato's finally finding his groove, and sometimes it takes a while for a quarterback to find it. But here in the second half, he's been much more crisp. It just looks much more confident in the pocket.
It's now a 20-0 ball game with just over 2 minutes left in the game. Robles kicking it off to Josh Ball and Zane Richards back to return for the Red Stars. If you're the Red Stars, this one's possibly out of reach here with 2 minutes left in the game. You just want to get something on the scoreboard.
Yeah, you don't want to be held scoreless in an all-star game. Not a good look for anyone.
Richards takes the return, makes one man miss, another, but can't get away from the host of blue defenders. Gets out to about the 22-yard line.
That's been Richards' MO this whole night, right? Making that first guy miss, making something happen. So who we got for MVPs right now? Now that we got some scoring under our belt, Pomato, a couple passing touchdowns, done with that big receiving touchdown and the 2-point conversion.
You know, the kickoff return by Donald Moore was probably the play of the game. He had a huge play, but if it's anybody, if the Blue Stars are coming away with this, I don't think Carlos Delgado has been going 100% this whole game.
Yeah.
We've mentioned his name a lot on the defensive side.
Has to at least have 12 to 15 tackles tonight. I mean, it's hard to give it to a defensive guy whenever there's somebody scoring.
Well, I mean, hey, they're held
shutout.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, it's Sweetwater's Carlos Delgado.
I'm good with that.
I'm taking a shot right now, though.
Oh yeah, please. We got one high safety, too. They're giving it to us.
Oh, hook and lateral.
Hook and lateral to Josh Ball.
Out of bounds. Good job. Yeah, well, there's our trick play that we asked for.
Went out of bounds backwards, so the clock is still running.
I got to get on the ball.
Tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, it's
tick.
one of the tougher things about being only a weekend of practice is putting in a 2-minute package is almost nearly impossible.
And you can't straighten out all the fine details.
Yeah.
So, which also brings, a lot of excitement when you see like guys like Sean Pomato, making downfield throws.
Herbert. Ooh, big hit on the play.
Good catch, big hit.
Herbert rolls out and hits Eric Brown. But a host of Red Star defenders in there on there.
2 defenders just leaped at Brown, and Brown was stuck in his tracks.
He's a tough kid. He
got right back up. You love to see it.
Under 1 minute left to play. Red Stars at the 40-yard line.
Get up and kill the clock. Like, give my quarterback some time to call the play.
Burned about 15 seconds here. Drops back to pass. He's going deep. Josh Ball gets behind the defender, and he's gone. Red Stars are getting on the board. 60-yard touchdown. What a throw from Herbert, a ball. What a play.
Beautiful ball.
Beautiful ball to ball. I mean, if there was everyone to score for this Red Stars team, it deserves to be Ball. He's had a great game here tonight and really is one of the best players out on this field.
Yeah, just picked up an offer last night, right, from USD.
It's good to see him go there. I know he's looking at a couple other places. He said about Weber State as well.
Weber State will be a good choice.
He said he wants to become into business, so he's looking at USD as a potential landing spot.
Didn't Benjo O'Brien go to USD?
I can't remember.
I'm almost certain he did, and he reminds me so much of Ball. Just a more of a slot receiver, smaller guy, but quick, in and out of breaks, and can beat you deep downfield. Benjo O'Brien was a Lincoln guy.
And he tracked that ball like he was a fielder.
Right. The corner was in good position, just didn't get out of his back pedal.
Going for the 2-point conversion. Herbert in the shotgun. Drops back, looking to ball again. It was a great route to come back.
That ball has to be more towards the pylon. Ball had him on the break. Just had to slow down a little bit.
So that'll make it 20-6. A little bit of frustration coming out. These guys have been battling all night, but it's, not the way you want to see it go out.
It's nice to see these offenses opening up a little bit. Nice to see Red Stars get on the board right there. Nice ball from Herbert. Hudson Herbert had breaking school records, which says a lot for Anthony Lawrence, who coached Herbert and who held all the records. Talk about a great player at USD. Anthony Lawrence had like over 5,000 career passing yards with him.
It's so good to see what happened with Grossmont. I mean,
them and Oceanside, a lot of first-year head coaches.
I saw Grossmont play against Granite Hills the year Granite Hills won their state title, and it was about as far away as you could get from two football programs as you could possibly imagine. Okay. And then you also heard the stories about the JV team just wanting to quit. They just quit. So not only are you taking over a team that hasn't won a game, but then you also don't have those JV guys. So for Lawrence to come in there, convince them of his plan, convince them of what he's trying to do, and then go all the way to the section title, ultimately falling up short. But, I mean, it's just incredible what they were able to pull off.
Well, and to turn around programs, they took alumni, right? Oceanside, Pumele, alum, Grossmont, Anthony Lawrence.
Guys who've been through it. Guys who understand the culture there, but also what it means to win as that team.
Even Coach Cobbs, I mean, he's been there for over a decade now, but he's a Granite guy.
Fale Pumele is an SDSU alum.
Mm-hmm.
Onside kick here. Looks like the Blue Stars were able to recover it.
San Diego State getting a new head coach and bringing in some guys, huh?
Some guys, yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. With Brady and what Rocky did the last, 15 years. 15 years, we bring in a guy who's not gonna take away from him. He's gonna build on that.
Do you think there's a different when we look at these new prospects and recruits coming in? Do you think there is this kind of new wave of kind of understanding these guys? Because you get someone like Sean Lewis to come in and bring in all these top name guys, a kid from Bosco. Maybe not to the detriment of Hoke, but is it a little bit different as far as getting someone who might understand the new ways of recruiting?
Yeah, well, I think the social media plays more into recruiting these days. Like the Instagram, like the TikToks. A lot of these players, want to be influencers as well.
At the high school and college level right now.
And college level. So I think what he's doing good is he's bringing in these big name guys and he's adding to the value.
Absolutely, and the Blue Stars will come out victorious in the SDFNL Bowl, 20-6, as the clock winds down in this one. A great bowl game, back-to-back great bowl games from the girls' flag football game as well.
In these type of games, we know the defense has the advantage. It's so tough to put together an offense within a week. The defense just has the upper hand, and today we saw it today. But it was nice to see as the game went along, the offenses pick it up a little bit, and it got a little bit more exciting in that second half.
It's great to see some of these guys who, maybe didn't get as many opportunities as they did during the regular season come out here and show, I am one of the better players in this county. Even though I might have been overlooked, I could still do all of this stuff. It was great to see Pomato put on.
I was just going to say Pomato's a perfect example, right? Playing half the season, getting to the Alex Spanos bowl game last week, not really showing up, and not really having a lot of time to do it, and had the opportunity today and took full advantage of it.
Absolutely.
Well, I like how they draft the players. They don't just put you and your fellow teammates on one team. You could be playing against a guy you went to high school with for 4 years, and you could be playing against him. So I think that's phenomenal.
And a great point as well. You saw a couple of your own guys on both sides of the ball there.
Yep. Garcia, he had a couple of PBU. I've seen Eric. He made a few catches, and Diego had a few nice throws.
So they're going to talk about MVPs. I know Donald Moore III out of the Rock, having that big kickoff return for a touchdown to start the second half. David Dunn had a big score. at the end of that first half, and then had that 2-point conversion. Pomato played well as the game went on. Delgado, I think, is a fan favorite for all of us here. Chase, you being the defensive guy, and DeMarco and I being South Bay guys. So I think Delgado should definitely get a nod. It'll be interesting to see who gets the MVP. Is Tristan? Tristan needs to catch up with them right now. Yeah. Montel has some great, inspiring words, but let's catch up with more.
Well, I think Pomato should get.
Yeah.
I mean.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a good shout for him. Every one of his drives, especially in that second half, he looked great.
You know, threw a touchdown and.
I like it for the fact that he was in the Spanos game and didn't get a lot of run and just was unable to really show his skills. And today, you know, making the most of another opportunity in a situation where, you know, that guy was a journeyman. He probably had one of the more difficult high school careers out of anyone in this all-star game. For him to show up and show out, I'm happy for the kid. I mean Pomato, but he already spoke to Pomato. I'd love to hear. I would love to hear from Donald Moore, number 7, just because you talk about these all-star games highlighting kids who we don't normally talk about. Donald Moore of the Rock Academy. Chase, you mentioned as close to 8-man football as you can get, and for him to come out and not only with that kickoff return for a score, but also had a couple receptions to show his ability and to show that, you know, he's capable to play with the better players in the county.
Looks like Josh Ball will be taking home the honors for the Red Squad.
Okay.
I think it's very respectable for what he was able to accomplish tonight. Had some huge plays in the game, especially the long end touchdown.
Yep.
Well, I just like that it caps off a good career for him.
Absolutely.
You know? Played in CIF the year before, and yeah, you know, the sky's the limit.
Going from San Marcos, deciding to go to Carlsbad, play with Julian Sane, and becoming one of his favorite targets. And it looks like it'll be Donald Moore the third taking home the honors.
Grab him right now.
I know Coach Brett Swain out of Carlsbad, fellow Aztec receiver. He used to be my roommate when I was in college. But I know Brett Swain is proud to see one of his receivers getting this award.
You want to talk about the essence of this All-Star game, the essence of the SDFNL Bowl. You have a kid from Carlsbad at the top going sharing MVP honors with a kid from the Rock. That's what it's all about. You know, you might be at the best school, you might be at the lowest school. Everyone gets their time to shine. So I'd love to see that as our 2 MVPs here tonight.
I mean, that kickoff return was explosive. Yeah. I mean, it looked like looked like he exploded from the 20 all the way to the end zone.
And it's understandable why he was leading the country in return yards. Donald Moore is an explosive player. Up for Special Teams Player of the Year nominees.
Hey, God bless your dad, man.
And
heck of a guy, man.
Coach Riccadouli didn't know he was going to be the head coach of the Blues side when he started practice. Something happened to their previous head coach that was coaching the Blues side, and Riccadouli takes the charge and leads them to a victory. That's impressive by him as well. And we know the coaching staff at Poway is up in the air right now. We're not sure exactly who's going to be taking over that program. And it sounds like Riccadouli might be a free agent. So I'm sure a lot of programs are, you know, whenever you can come out and coach an all-star game is not easy. But then to lead a team to a win, that has to say something, right?
I've seen him firsthand at a couple camps, the way he works with players, works on their run technique, being a former running back himself. I mean, he is a very good coach, and great honor for him to win this bowl game.
And then when you command a team full of top players,
alpha males,
you know, I want the ball, or you know, I can make this play, coach. I can make that play. I think
I'm a defensive lineman, but I swear I could go up and catch a fade.
Yeah.
Coach, give me a chance.
I think when you can control a team like that, it says something about your character, says something about your leadership.
Yeah.
So.
And Tristan Lopez now down on the field. We'll send it to him.
Donald, you got voted MVP of your team. What does this mean to you?
It means a great honor to be voted for this or picked for this. I just got a legacy to carry for San Diego. So, yeah.
Who do you have to thank that's got you this far in your football career?
Thank God, thank my teammates, my coaches, my family. The coaches here at the All-Star game, they helped me out. with my skill and stuff like that.
Any advice for underclassmen that may play in this game next year or just playing football next year?
No matter what school you come from, how small it is, just keep going, keep fighting, find people to help you out, use your resources, get to know people. That's it.
Good luck in college, man.
Thank you.
Congrats. Back to you guys, Bo.
All right, Tristan, thank you very much. Donald Moore, just listening to him talk. And, you know, DeMarco, back then, Castle Park wasn't a small program. Now it is. But Donald Moore, seeing him succeed like that, he was talking about whether you play in a big program or a small program, if you have the talent, it will show up on the field.
And I agree. Like I said about the kick return, it was just so explosive. I mean, how do you not, as a recruiter, as a coach, how do you not want a guy like that? Or if you're coaching against him, how do you not, you know, make him the main focus of your scouting report?
And, you know, we talk so many times when we're going over awards and who deserves to be up for certain honors. It always comes down to the same argument of, like, you know, well, yeah, but look who he's playing against.
Right.
And now we get to at least see that, well, look who he's playing against.
Yeah.
Some of the best players in the county, and he was by far one of the more electric players out there and had the most electric play of the game. Great moment for Donald.
And Sean Pomato, even though Otay Ranch is a bigger program, still they were just climbing out of, you know, out of a hole all season long. For him to show up and show out was impressive as well.
Yeah. God, I just love these all-star games. It just one last chance. This is the final moment of the season now for football. It's great to cap it off this way, and it's great to see all these guys get one last shot on the field.
What? Any last words?
Keep grinding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I mean, you played at the next level, right? So what advice would you give those guys at this point?
So after a game like this, definitely take a week off. You know, maybe don't take more than 2 weeks off.
Right.
But track season's coming up. Use track season to get in shape, and then still do your field work, because teams are going to call you, and even if they don't call you and you have to go to a JC, or if you're already in a school, you want to show up to their off-season workouts already in shape.
Right.
Already, you know, maybe you don't have a playbook, maybe you can't learn their plays, but you can show up in shape, and you can dominate in the offseason and give them something to look forward to.
The best players are the guys that are doing something without being watched.
Without being watched. The best players are leaders off the field as well as leaders on the field.
And you can try to fake it till you make it, but when you step onto the field, if you didn't do all the extracurricular stuff off the field, it definitely shows.
Oh, it absolutely will show, and that's coming from a guy who's been through it himself. Yeah. You know, hard work will always pay off, even if it's not at the beginning. Sooner or later, you'll find yourself in a good
Any
spot.
last words from you?
Can't wait for next year.
Yeah. Right? It's going to come in a blink of an eye.
You know, it's always kind of weird when we go to 7-on-7 in February, and I'm like, wow, these guys really don't take a day off.
Right.
But then it comes quick, and it's 7-on-7 day after day on the weekends, and then it's back to football season.
Yeah. For Tristan Lopez down on the field along with Tim Gunn, great job reporting. Kevin Bear up top, Pablo Espinal, our producer extraordinaire, DeMarco Sampson, Chase Isidoro, Beaufort, exciting off. And unfortunately, is the last high school football event, but there's going to be still so much more in the 2024 calendar season. Happy holidays to one and all. Merry Christmas, good night, and enjoy the rest of 2023. There's only a few days remaining until 2024. See you then here on the Cali Photo Sports Network. Good night, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.